The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness, like, share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby? Missing shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness, like, share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby? Missing shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What's going on, guys? It's Dolly back in the house once again tonight. We had a couple technical difficulties, but I will just edit that out on the replay. But now my microphone should be working. Tonight is really a part two of our video that we did earlier today. We did a video on the latest updates on Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And we were in the Sebastian Rogers part when I had to kind of check out and take off because I had things to do. I had to go get some ear medicine for my Frenchie. His ears been bothering him, so I had to go to the pet store and get some ear medicine. So I was supposed to do this stream when I got back, but I was kind of tired. I fell asleep, but I am up now, refreshed, feeling good, ready to rock and roll. Good sweatshirt. Thank you. This is my Jelly Roll Back Road Baptism hoodie. But thank you guys for being here. If you haven't, of course, we're going to be going over some stuff and basically all three cases, a little recap, and then I'm going to jump into the Jack and Lilly stuff. No sound. You are kidding me, right? Dolly's back. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up out there if you can hear me. Y'all should be able to hear me. 15 hours later. Yes, late is better than never. Okay, late is better than never. Okay, but before we get into all this stuff tonight, I'm going to need you guys to leave your DNA on the like button. Okay, there's only 225 of you in the room because it's 3:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. Most people are in bed. So thank you for being up and thank you for joining me late night. Okay, or I'd be in there talking to Lolo and Wrangler. But course, leave your DNA. If you're brand new and you're watching a replay of this video, sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Of course, feel free to share me everywhere. Now, I got to give my warnings because, in some of these cases we talk about, some of these people are lawsuit happy. They try to sue you. And instead of getting out there and trying to find these kids, they're more worried about what YouTubers are saying. Dolly, they took down Emmanuel Harrow's memorial, one feather says. Well, listen, guys, you can't really junk up the whole neighborhood. And I ain't saying it's junk, but their teddy bears are wet. Most of that stuff's been out there for months. There comes a time where it needs to come down. Okay. We know there's already been justice for Emmanuel. Jake Harrow is in prison. He's never getting out for the next 40 years or so. So I think it's time myself that stuff comes down. And, we did our part in the very beginning. We put the Cookie Monster out there. So, but I don't have a problem with it being down now. Now that we know the small chat, what happened, and that there's going to be justice for Emmanuel Harrow and all that good stuff, right? That's absolutely great that they did make the arrest, and Dolly was there for it. I flew out to California to cover that case, and it was a crazy one, because it's basically was in the desert, and it's 125 degrees. I wish Emmanuel could have been found. I agree with you guys. We're a little off topic for what this video is about. But yes, I wish he would be found too. And the thing about that is coyotes and stuff like that. If they threw him somewhere and animals got to him, and most likely he'll never be found, which is a sad situation. We're hoping that ain't the situation in like Sebastian Rogers and Summer Wells and Jack and Lilly. There's still a lot of kids missing that there has not been justice for. Okay. So earlier today, I was talking about I had made a hat and everybody really loved the hat. It was a Justice for Summer Wells hat. I have them right here. Look. I just muted myself, right? But I made this hat today and everybody loved it. It's the Justice for Summer Wells hat. And of course, I gave one away today signed, and I will also give another one away. We have a goal set, and if I hit that goal, I'm going to sign one. We're going to do a little number pick, and I'm going to give one of these hats away. And everybody was like, "Dolly, we love the hats." And I was getting ready to talk about Jack and Lilly, and so many people were from Canada that was in the room earlier, and they're like, "Do you have one for Jack and Lilly?" Right? And I was like, "No, I don't have one for Jack and Lilly." So when I woke up today, I made one for Jack and Lilly. I keep accidentally hitting the mute button, guys. All right, so I made one for Jack and Lilly. Justice for Jack and Lilly. Okay, it's kind of hard to see on my green screen. And of course, there's Justice for Sebastian. Now they're hard to see. I got a picture of it. Hold on, let me just show you guys the picture of it. It'd be a lot easier to see the hats, what they look like. They're cute, right? So I'm giving these hats away. These are what I call awareness hats. And of course, we have some Summer Wells bracelets that we try to order 100 of them, but we accidentally ordered 500. So we're going to be giving those away. So the best way we do it so we don't have to pay for shipping is when you order something, we're going to throw in things into your order. So like when you order a bar of Dolly soap, like these right here, these are my honeysuckle. All right. It'll come with like a Summer Wells bracelet around it because we got 500 of them, but we need to get rid of them. And then of course, like when you order a body wash, this is the dragon fruit. I haven't labeled them yet. This is the man card. We'll throw in like different things with those. But when you get a mystery box, we're going to throw in one of the hats. Okay. I don't, you can if there's a certain hat you want, you can let PJ know. But if not, it's just random. And I'm also going to do a Melanie Buzzard one. Right. So it'll be Justice for Melanie, but I haven't made that one yet. So these are going mystery boxes. That way we don't have to pay to ship them and they don't get crushed. So if we put them in a padded envelope, time you get them, they'll be all crushed up. So these will go in our box orders. So if you order something that comes in a box, a mystery box or a premium box, we'll throw in one of our, what we call our awareness hats. And that's how you can get them. And then of course we'll be giving them away up here. Now you can't buy the hats. They're only giveaways. We don't sell anything with kids on it. We just throw that stuff in to help spread awareness in the cases. But I thought they were really cute, and I think people really liked them today. Will really like the Summer Wells one, which was like I was like, but so many people asked about other damn kids. But there's so many missing kids. It's hard to make stuff for every missing kid out there. Now, if there's something you want custom, like a hat, and like Dolly, you don't got, just say you want something for somebody else. You can send me that stuff, like send PJ an email at pjvision22 and say, PJ, I want a custom hat with this on it or this person on it. And then of course I'll make that hat and ship it out to you. Okay. But that you have to put that in as a custom order through PJ, right? Because these hats are not on the site for sale, and they're just a limited amount. I made a few of them, so I would say the first 10 mystery boxes will get them in there. But of course, in the mystery box, you'll get, of course, at least $50 worth of soap. Depends what mystery box it is. Like we have the smaller mystery box, and we have the premium mystery box. So when the smaller one, we always give you $75 worth of stuff of our merchandise, and then in the large one, I think it's $130 worth of merchandise. So make sure if you have it, they make great Christmas gifts, stocking stuffers, all that. And PJ throws in a lot of little extras, right? And that's what them hats are. They're just extras. Um, so if you want to check that out, of course, buydollysoap.com is where you can purchase our merchandise. Now you can also buy Dolly hoodies and hats. We have all that up there for sale. We just don't have any of that up there for sale because I made them just, I was bored. Okay. And I just made the hats. I was like, all right, give me something to do because I was just kind of pacing around the house, and I made all the soaps. I made all the lotions. I made everything else. I got 2 t-shirts I got to print, but I'm going to print those after I leave here with you guys this morning. So if you're waiting on a t-shirt, you're one of those 2 people, I'm going to get those printed tonight. And one of them's like a buy PJ t-shirt. I think the other one is I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what the other one is, but I have them stacked up on my printing press in there, and I'm going to do those later tonight. So, and just in the last couple of days, it's been raining here in VA. So, I just been working on merch, and I did get a chance. We did get a chance. Well, I'm going to say we, to talk to Candace Wells today. For all you people that think Candace is hiding, she's not hiding. Candace, well, and I got a Crime Con magnet. What, from one of the mystery boxes? Dolly, it's prime time, 12 to 2 a.m. Come on, y'all. You must be on the West Coast because on the East Coast it's 3:30 in the morning. It's late as hell here where we're at. So like I said, we did get a chance to talk to Candace Wells today. You know, I sent her a couple little messages, and you know, she replied back. Candace hit us right back, and you know, she said something that was sad. You know, and no matter how you look at it, because I know so many people think Candace is guilty. Even me, I'm suspicious of Candace. I raise my hand to it. But I treat everybody fair and like humans. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I could be wrong, and Candace could be completely innocent. And then, you know, I'm a monster for believing this woman did something horrible to her kid. But right now, I'm going to have to go with, yeah, I'm a little bit of a monster. Okay. A lot of us are out here. If you're pointing the finger and you don't have any proof, you're kind of like in the same boat as me, right? We're all kind of in the same boat together. We think she did it. We can't prove she did it. We think Don has something to do with it, but we can't really prove it, right? So, but there's always that possibility that they don't have anything to do with it, and we're just pointing the finger at them, right? Because the internet is bad and terrible. And according to Candace Wells today, nobody on the internet is real. Okay, we're all fake. Nobody's real up here on the internet. I mean, I'm real. I've always been real with them. I've always said, hey, I'm suspicious of you. I think you have something to do with it, but I don't know. I don't hate you. I'm not out to get you. I'm out for justice for Summer Wells. But Candace assures me today, and PJ, that she has never been fishing at that watering hole on Van Hill Road. Never has fished there. Summer, she said she didn't bury Summer. She said everything that Ernie's saying about the rocks is completely wrong. All right. I'm just going to let y'all know what she said today. And that this is where it got sad. The only thing Candace said she wants for Christmas is her kids back. That was kind of sad, right? The only thing she wants is her kids back. It's a little bit heartbreaking, not completely heartbreaking. My heart didn't just rip in half, right? But it was a little bad to hear. I would like to purchase a big mystery box. Can I have the signed Jack and Lilly hat, black or pink? If you get a mystery box, you send PJ a message so I know which mystery box to put it in, and I will throw it in that mystery box. And if you want it signed, just tell her email is pjvision22@gmail.com. So put in the order, then send PJ a message and say, Dolly said he'll sign that hat, and I'll throw it in your mystery box. Okay? So, yeah, not a problem. Jamie, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for coming by tonight. So, like I said, it didn't rip my heart out what Candace said. It was sad. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we're going to do something for Candace this year, and we always do every Christmas. We send them dog food. So we're going to send them probably another 100 pounds of dog food. We always send puppy because they got so many dogs. They keep getting them. Like they ain't supposed to have them, but they have them anyway, kind of thing. And we're not going to let the dogs. So we at least feed the dogs. We send them one big thing of dog food every year. All right. So this year we're going to do the same thing. And I know what people are thinking. Dolly, don't do shit to help these people. I ain't really doing nothing to help them. I'm helping the animals that are on that hill. Don't they feed the dogs as well? Well, I don't know. Every time I've been out there, the dogs always appeared, the old dogs appeared to be skinny and not the best taken care of. And I ain't saying they're not taking care of the dogs. I'm just saying we're going to make sure they are. And we're going to send them 100 pounds of dog food and then a bunch of puppy food because them dogs be breeding out there like crazy. And I don't know if they got puppies, but you remember last year, I snuck out there. I didn't tell nobody I was going to Hawkins County, and I was droning over the house earlier this year. And I seen the dogs, and I seen there's some things I've seen that have changed a little bit up there on the hill, and I just want to make sure that the animals definitely feed the dogs. Dolly, you're a good man. We are. So we're gonna send. Last year they got mad. Okay, they got mad last year because we're kind of. They look at me like a frenemy. Dolly points the finger at us, but he's a decent human being, right? I think that's how they look at me. So I still try to do good for the animals up there, but they made a couple little threats last year. They said that they had me on camera trespassing. I live 7 hours away. We did it live here on the internet. We were live when we ordered their food. I'm in Virginia. They're in Tennessee. It's a little hard to trespass on your property when I'm 7 hours away, right? 7 hours away. And basically it was the Walmart dude, because what we did was we went online and went to the Walmart there in Kingsport and we ordered all the food from right there. And of course I just paid for it with my credit card and then had it shipped there. But they thought I dropped that food off. I'm not Ernie Shell. I don't show up like that. If I show up at your house, I'm going to let you know I'm coming. Now, if I'm in your neighborhood, I'm not going to let you know, right? But if I plan on showing up at your doorstep, just give Candace the vet. She cannot have my vet. You done lost your mind. You done lost your mind, right? I'm not going to tell you because if I'm out there in the hollers, most likely I'm out there searching, I'm out there sleuthing, and I'm trying to find answers for these kids, right? For little Summer Wells, I want justice for this little girl, probably more than anything else. I mean, I want justice for all these kids, but Summer has always been my number one priority because Summer Wells is the one that got me basically this true crime channel started with Summer Wells. I didn't really have a whole lot of big interest. I watched true crime stuff on TV, but I never had like any interest of being a true crime podcaster. And then after the search from Summer, we just kind of went down this road. And now here we are 4.5 years later, and we're probably one of the bigger podcasting channels in true crime on YouTube, right? Which is crazy. Who knew this would come? But this is where we're at, right? So we're going to do that to help the animals on Ben Hill Road, if there are any. I'm not even quite sure they have dogs, but I'm pretty sure they do. Just guessing. So hopefully stuff comes up in this, this new, what do we call this? Like, there's new information coming out. Hopefully the heat stays on, right? Because we hadn't heard nothing in like really 3 years about Summer Wells. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere comes this Van Hill Road clue with Paul Hill. And I told all the sleuths out here, we need to be finding out how Don and Candace are connected to that property. Are they? Listen, we just asked, did she use that as a fishing hole? And she said, no, she'd never been there fishing. So we have a little access to Don and Candace, but we don't have full access to Don and Candace because they're so skeptical. And so many people think, well, since this clue came out, they've been in hiding and they ain't talking to nobody. Well, that kind of ain't true. They are talking. It's just they are kind of staying low key right now, which a lot of people think that's suspicious. Like, why is this clue coming out and you ain't out? Because what you don't want is you don't want the case to go cold, right? We don't want the Summer Wells case to go cold. That was my biggest fear, is the case goes cold, right? And right now there's a little bit of heat on it, and Don and Candace could easily put more heat on it by reaching out to the media and giving interviews. That would put it back in the news, right? Back in the news, people may see it. Maybe somebody else see it that didn't see it 4 years ago. Or somebody might be mad at somebody and go, you know what? I'm going to tell it because somebody knows what happened to Little Summer Wells. I think a couple of those people, maybe Allie, but Allie, of course, is deceased. Hunter, oh my God, this little kid he's a grown man now. I can say he's a piece of shit. I mean, he's something else. Maybe a couple of the neighbors out there, as far as, Jody Sue Brown has said so many things and retracted so many things. And we had Fred Heel basically saying the same things, people inserting themselves in the case, but somebody knows what happened to Summer. Children just don't vanish. And she told me that my banner is still there for Summer Wells. Okay. Now, I've had people tell me it ain't, but Candace said she walked through there a week ago and it was there. Okay. A week ago. She said just the grass has grown up so high and the weeds around the barn that you might not be able to see it, but it was hanging on the damn soffit, the roof part of the house. Or she said somebody stole it, but they personally didn't take it down. Do you know if Josie got a home? No. But I was thinking that when Candace said all she wants for Christmas is her kids. That's something I can't help you with. Dolly Claus can't bring you those kids back. And it's sad hearing it from Candace because you know why? And I know people hate Candace, right? Because Candace was trying to get the kids back. She was complying with social services. She was going to the parenting classes. She was doing everything she was supposed to do to get those kids back. I can't lie on Candace. I can't do it. But you know who wasn't? Don Wells wasn't. He refused. The reason they don't have those kids is because of Don Wells. It ain't Candace. Candace would have done what social services said. Candace was trying. Now, I can tell you now, alcoholism, and that's what Candace, I don't think Candace is a drug addict. I think Candace is an alcoholic. And for people out here that drinking is one of the hardest things to quit doing. It's the only thing next to like dope that you can die from just quitting. You can stop drinking and die. ODs from drinking will actually kill you. And it's one of the hardest things to quit. And I think she's battled with that. And she was battling with that then, but she was still making it to these classes. She was still trying. And then you got Don Wells, this man that says everybody kidnapped his kid and this and that, and, has a super creepy past, won't do nothing. Right. And then blames everybody else for these kids being gone when it's 100% his fault. Not Candace's fault. It's Candace's fault too. Don't get me wrong. But at least Candace was trying to make some effort. It wasn't, a little effort. Don was making zero effort to try to get these kids back. And then he acts like they were just taken from him. And the courts gave him every opportunity to do these classes and do these things. When they make you do that, that's because they're going to give you the kids back. And then if you don't comply, the kids went up for adoption. And then, we seen when Don and Candace kind of gave up. Are they still together, Dolly? Yes. Yes. I've always thought that Candace and Don Wells are ride or die, that they're going to stay together. They have the perfect dysfunctional relationship. They're both dysfunctional. So they fit together good. What would be chaos to us in a relationship is perfectly normal to them. That's really all they know. It's bad, but it's also a little bit sad, depending on how you look at it. If you don't know nothing but abuse, that's just what you know. You don't know normal. You've never had normal. You've never experienced normal. It's been chaos from the jump. All you know is how to survive in the chaos. I agree, Dolly. I think CW suffers from codependency and alcoholism. Hobby-hearted, absolutely. Absolutely. And I said, I think that the drinking when she was young kind of stunted her mental capacity to where she's kind of trapped as she's an older woman, but she has the mental capacity of a 16-year-old teenager. And I mean, you can look at things different ways. Like something in her life created the situation that they're in. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you can blame that on alcohol. You can blame that on drugs and a little bit of that backwood lifestyle. You take those three things and you mix it together, it's a recipe for chaos and craziness. And the whole thing is horrible. I can't think of any other word to describe the Summer Wells situation in that hill other than just horrible. And that's my opinion. If you ask them, is the hill horrible? They'd be like, nah, we love living here, because that's their life. That's all they know, right? If you put them in, well, I don't know if you could put, Don to me is a career criminal. He's a career criminal. He's been this way since he was a young boy. He was doing perverted stuff all the way back to the time that he was a teenager. He has predator tendencies that I see, and I don't know if he's acted on these tendencies or not. That ain't me to decide, but you can definitely see that he has these tendencies, especially as far as the breaking in the house, stealing underwear, stalking, spying, peeping Tom stuff. A lot of these people that do things like this, they end up like serial killers, like Brian Kohlberger, right? We've said this before. So he's a little bit of scary individual, and when he's trapped, he uses Jesus. We know this. Everybody knows this. This ain't something new that, everybody don't know that as soon as he feels trapped and don't know how to answer a question, he starts going into how religious he is. But was he religious when he was beating on his wife? Was he religious when he was out smoking crack? Was he religious when he was banging prostitutes? Listen, I ain't saying people don't have their faults and fall farther and farther from the Lord, but man, let me tell you, you a long ways from a Christian person. And it's people like this that give Christian people a bad name, because when you go, well, this dude claims to be a Christian and he's out banging prostitutes, smoking crack. That's why I don't go to church, right? But there is bad people, but there's also really good people that believe in the Lord and all that stuff. And it's just like anything. There's bad apples in every walk of life, and this man has found a way to use the Lord to cover his lies. And listen, Christian people know that he's going to pay extremely for what he's doing. If he is guilty and you lying on the Lord, you're gonna pay for that. Now, if I was Don Wells, I would never walk outside when it's raining. I just wouldn't. I'd be too scared that I would get struck by lightning. Okay. Now, me these days, I'll go outside in the rain. Okay, like Lord got's my back, right? He likes me for some reason. I don't know. Um, but if I was Don Wells, I definitely wouldn't go outside in the rain. Now, I'm going to jump around a little bit tonight because I want to get to the Lilly and Jack Sullivan stuff because I wasn't able to get to that earlier today. And this case has blown my mind. 7 months, no answers for Jack and Lilly. No media. Okay. No United States media whatsoever. Court TV didn't cover it. Damn Banfield didn't cover it. Nobody covered it. Just nobody. Every American was like, F Jack and Lilly. I can't believe it. Two beautiful little kids, right? Just across the border. It ain't like they're from Russia, right? They're in Canada. It ain't like they treat them like they're from Mexico and part of the cartel. I mean, just nothing. No exposure for these two kids that, like, Canada's our neighbor. I don't even know why there's a border. Like, is there any beef between, has there ever been any beef between Canada and America? Why do you got to have a passport? It don't even make no sense to me, right? I'm like, these is like, they all come to Virginia Beach for vacation too. All the French Canadians, they fly every year. They come here like by the thousands. Like like all of Canada floods into Virginia Beach a certain part of the summertime. So there's so many Canadians here. You know, I don't even think of Canadians. I think of them as damn almost Americans. I see them so much here in Virginia Beach because they vacation here like it's the #1 vacation spot in the damn world. I don't know what it is they like about Virginia Beach, but they're always here. And they're always like, you can try to go camping, you can't get in the campground because they're staying in the campgrounds with their RVs and their campers, and there's like everybody in there speaking French. You're like, this is nuts, right? It's almost like damn French quarters. So, you know, to see that no American press gave two damns about two Canadian kids, but we need a passport to go there. I know. Well, I'm sure they have to have a passport to get here too, but I don't know what that's about. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a problem with America and Canada. It's just why there's a big problem crossing the border like it is. Even I couldn't get in. When I went to Niagara Falls, I was trying to get into Canada, and they were like, "Oh hell no, you can't get in. You don't have a passport," and you can see it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're looking right across at the Canadians waving at each other, and we're passing each other on boats, right? But I can't be over here, and you can't be over here. It seems weird. And you know, same thing far as the Mexican border is because so many people, you know, Mexico is so bad and nobody wants to live there, so they're flooding into America. And we can't really have that. You know, there's a lot of things, problems with that because a lot of criminals are flooding in. You know, I don't think the crime is as bad in Canada to where we gotta worry about that. But I can understand Canada worrying about Americans because let me tell you, there's a lot of criminals in our country. You know, globally, we imprison more people than anywhere else in the world. We got more people in prison than Russia. We got more people in prison than North Korea. But you can also look at it like this. We're harder on crime than any of these other countries too. Right? Because we imprison more people than anybody. Dolly, do you ship to the UK? If you go on to the store and it will not ship to you, all you have to do is write PJ, and PJ will take your order without it being on the store. Okay. And we ship anywhere in the world. As long as you're willing to pay the shipping, I don't care if you live in Zimbabwe, we will ship it to you. But the store may not ship it to you. Okay. Because you may not have every country set up in the store. So all you have to do is write PJ Vision 22 at gmail.com and say, hey, I want to order something, but the store won't allow it. She'll walk you through everything. She'll take your order. She'll get your stuff shipped out to you. PJ's the best. All right. We don't play, LOL. Well, yeah, America don't play, you know. There's parts of America that's not tough on crime. Look at California. The East Coast. don't play. Okay. The west side, they play. East side, your ass going to the pen and ain't never getting out over here. So, like I was saying, just no public publicity for Jack and Lilly Sullivan from Nova Scotia. So, they've been missing now for like 7 months. These two kids with both of their parents home, their grandma home, and they just vanish into nowhere. Impossible. This is almost like if they would have left barefoot, I could believe it, right? Because aliens, they won't kidnap you if you have shoes on. They only get you when you're barefooted. So if somebody's ever missing and their shoes are there, that's completely aliens. Okay. Disclosure coming soon. But if you're missing and you got your shoes on, it don't happen. Aliens ain't gonna let you dirty up their carpet. They keep those ships really clean. Okay. No dirt allowed. Ashley Banfield is from Canada. We heard Ashley Banfield talk about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. It's a shame. It's a shame because they only talk about the kids that are popular for clicks and views. That's it. It's ratings. They're worse than YouTubers. I truly feel that way about the media, that they're worse because they're making real money because they're selling advertisement space. Okay. And when you do that and you're bringing in advertisers, you want to talk about the biggest things to get the best ratings because it makes you the most money. Because you got to remember, even like Vinny and all these people on these channels, they're making you over probably $100,000 a year. How much you think any of them are broke? Like, you think Banfield's broke? Hell no. You think Nancy Grace is broke? You think they worried about paying bills? Hell no. Hell no. They're making bank. They're making bank. And that's the thing. So they have to jump onto these big stories because that's what networks want. And they leave so many people behind. It's not treating all kids equal, right? It's picking and choosing which ones are popular. You let a college student go missing. Shit. Every damn big news channel, every big news person in the world is on it. But you telling me a 4 and a 6-year-old is not as important as like Riley Strand that fell into the river drunk in Nashville? It's sad, right? He should have been, if you can go out drinking, do it with a friend, buddy system and stuff. But is it more sad than 2 kids missing from Nova Scotia, 4 and 6 years old, that just vanish? I would think that's a bigger story. But no, because now you got all these college people watching about it. You have all these people interested in it. You got everybody talking about it. And to me, I think the kids are way more important. Riley Strand was a grown-ass man. He was a young man, but he was a grown-ass man. I don't want to take nothing away from Riley Strand because it's a tragedy that he died. But what I'm trying to say is these stories shouldn't hold more weight than these kids. Ashley and Grizzly have some. Have some what? They're probably making more than 100K. Yeah. Give me a job. All right. I'd get this YouTube shit up quick. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't really. I wouldn't want to be. I don't want that whole boss thing. And, it would be nice life, though, for, me and my family. But like I said, they got to do what they're told, to where I can do whatever the hell I want. I can talk about anything from, if I want to come up here and do a 3-hour show on Kermit the Frog tonight, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why anybody would do that, but if I wanted to, I could do that. And now I got them worries that they don't got. Like, I got to pay the light bill, but I sell soap and lotions and body washes and t-shirts and hats and oh my, you know what I'm saying? And it keeps us going, and it keeps us to where we can talk about whatever we want. So I don't have to answer to nobody about, okay, well, ratings are down. Like, when views go down, we just keep working until the views go back up. Vinny makes $90,000 per episode, Dolly. No way. He does not make no $90,000 per episode. I see some episodes on Court TV that we have more views than they do. There's no way. There's no way in a million years that Vinnie Politan makes $90,000 an episode. And matter of fact, I talked to the Court TV cameraman and he wasn't making nothing. He was ready to quit. And that's the dude that travels around with him. He was like, "Yo, man, I want to shoot Circus Soleil. I don't even want to do this." So I know that ain't true. What a cameraman wasn't making much. But Vinny, there's no way Vinny's making 90,000 an episode. Was he Charlie Sheen? That's nuts. He's probably making somewhere roughly in the six figures, right? He's probably making 200,000 a year working for Court TV. That's what I would think. I mean, we can ask. Let's see what he's making. Hold on. I know how to settle this. And I like Vinny. I think he deserves it, but I'm just saying that media makes a lot of money, and that's why they choose the cases they do. Hold on, my phone's running slow. Hey AI, can you tell me how much Vinnie Politan from Court TV makes a year? An estimate?
So as of now, there isn't a publicly known exact figure for Vinnie Politan's salary, but generally for a lead anchor like him, it's estimated to be somewhere in the ballpark of $70,000 to $150,000 a year, likely on the higher end given his experience.
I told y'all, right? Didn't I? Dolly knows. Listen, I know the game. Right? I know the game. I know what people make, right? So you heard him from 70 to $150,000. But you got to remember, he's the lead anchor for Court TV. So I'm thinking he makes at least $150,000 to $200,000 a year. I would lean more towards the 150 mark, right? Banfield, she probably makes, I would think, a little tiny bit less. Nancy makes more than all of them. Okay. Let's ask. Hold on. Is there an estimate for how much Nancy Grace makes a year? All right, I'm waiting on its response. She made for making perks based on her career as a TV host, legal, blah, blah, blah. Nancy is often reported to have a peak annual salary of $8 million while she was hosting her enormous show on HLN when her show was at its highest popularity. In 2024 to 25, her net worth is given as between 25 to 28 million dollars. Good Lord. Nancy isn't raising the twins on $150K. She's worth 25 to 28 million dollars. Good Lord. Good Nancy. Damn. Nancy Ball. Nancy's getting out of Bentleys. All right. Nancy and Vinny P, they ain't on the same levels. You know what I'm saying? Aunt Nancy ain't no joke. But listen, I think Aunt Nancy deserves that. I do. I think she goes hard on people. I don't think she takes no shit. I mean, when you worth $25 million, you ain't taking no shit from nobody anyway, right? So I don't want to get too sidetracked. Okay, I don't want to get too sidetracked because this is about Jack and Lily. This ain't about Vinny P, Ashley, or Nancy, or any of that. I was just thinking, nobody stood up for these kids, and I'm probably sure they wanted to, right? But it's about what the networks want. Is that good for that network? Or is it best to put out the biggest stories you can and have to pay these people? Because you got to remember, the networks have to write a check. So they gotta make 20 times what Vinny's making. They gotta make way more than what Nancy's making to pay her $8 million a year. That was at her highest. So I would think Nancy's somewhere in a few million a year at this point in her career, 5 million maybe a year, but that's still a lot of money. Still a lot of money. Nancy goes off on guests half the time. I know. And people say I'm controversial, and I just look up to Nancy. How am I any more controversial than her? I'm not. That's the same thing about CrimeCon. They said, hey, you're a little controversial. We don't usually allow people that are controversial. But the main speaker was Nancy. And I was like, do they not remember the Tot Mom? They don't remember all the crazy stuff she said about Casey Anthony. Guess what? Dolly does, right? That's who I look up to in this true crime stuff is Nancy. And there's no way I'm more controversial than her. I love Aunt Nancy. You got to give props for a female doing so well. I do. That's what I say. Like, you don't hear me saying in true crime I look up to some dude. I look up to Aunt Nancy. She's like the GOAT of true crime, right? She's like the Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee in true crime that you can get. There's nobody better than Nancy Grace. No way. Her eyebrows should make at least 1 million a year. Okay, them shits be like, what's going on. If she didn't say one word and you just looked at Nancy's face, you would know the whole story. Have you talked about Melanie Buzzard? Yes, I've talked about Melanie Buzzard. I was just talking about Melanie Buzzard earlier today, with her being gone and the mother moving out the house. But don't get me sidetracked. If you want to talk about Ashley Buzzard and Melanie Buzzard, we can in just a minute. But I want to get through this Jack and Lilly stuff, because I get squirrel so bad. Like, I just off in the left field, right? My point was, Jack and Lilly get no attention. And the parents are kind of just Malaya, thanking the cops for the great job they've done. What great job have they done? They don't have the kids. Like, if your kid was missing, are you out here thanking the police when they ain't brought your kid home in 7 months? You're like, I would be thinking, man, I wish they would do their job. Dolly, can you play your convo with Donald Wells? I mean, it's up here. You can go look it up. Don Wells came up here, I think, once, and then he started pissing. And I was like, no. I think he came up here and he started blaming his sister for him doing inappropriate things with his sister. And I told him he wasn't going to sit up here and blame no kid on my channel. And he ain't never been back since. He's the only person I think I've ever kicked off the channel is Don Wells. He thinks he's some rock star and everybody wants to talk to him. I don't want to talk to you. You're not going to get up here and disrespect my channel like that. You ain't going to do it. I don't give a damn who you are. To me, you're just a suspect in the disappearance of a child. You're not going to sit up here and nah, that's disgusting behavior. And I ain't going to tolerate it. You're not going to get up on my channel and say a kid wanted you to do things like that. You just ain't going to do it. He's victim blaming, and you ain't going to get up here and victim blame. Just ain't happening. You carry your ass back to that damn hill in Tennessee. But so, we got Malaya Brooks situation. And she reminds me of Casey Anthony. Her kid goes missing day one. She leaves. She Joe Dirt's the kid. If the kids came home, right? If they found the kids, the mother's nowhere around. She's off on a reservation somewhere or hiding out and instantly getting a lawyer. right? Innocent people don't instantly run to a lawyer. They just don't. That is insane to me. All right, let me open this back up because when I had to reset my computer, a lot of things closed. Innocent people just don't run to a lawyer. Her behavior was huge red flags. And nobody get red flags from Malaya Brooks's behavior because I know I did. It was like, oh my God, this is insane. Mothers don't pack up and leave their kids day one. And, according to Daniel and Malaya, they had no problems with each other. They were getting along. Life was perfect. Never been better, right? Then why would you pack up and leave? You wouldn't. It don't make sense. So I knew from the very beginning they were lying, that these people are liars. It don't take a genius to see that, right? And then, of course, you got the dad, which is alleged druggie, okay? Alleged druggie that's doing that Breaking Bad. That's what we're going to call it. Everybody knows what Breaking Bad was about. That pick you up, right? And of course, once they get away from each other, they start talking bad about each other. Malaya says that he had been doing drugs since the baby was born. Meadow. And then, of course, Daniel Martell said that Malaya was being sneaky and was standing by the road, and he believes she gave the baby away. No, please don't get me off track right now. Okay, you can mention that to me in just a few, but I want to stay on track with what I'm talking about because I'll go off into some other realm. So like I said, you had these people instantly going against each other, and then you had the weird behavior of Daniel saying that the kids on a reservation, and they know what they did with the kids, and blah 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 blah, and you have him telling different stories. I counted 3 different stories. Okay, the story he told the police, the story he told YouTubers, and the story he told the media. All 3 stories were different, but according to him, he was able to pass a lie detector's test, right? Which to me kind of blows my mind. Like, we know you're a liar, right? It don't take an expert to see that you're a liar. And this is one of these reasons that I don't believe nothing to do with lie detector tests, right? I don't believe lie detector tests at all. You might as well not even take it. There's no way to tell if a person's lying unless you just know. Like, I just know you're lying. In my opinion, right? In my opinion, did I give my warnings? Dolly Vision for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. Don't take nothing as fact, completely satire. Just my opinion, people. The callers' night opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not reflecting on a Dolly. Everyone's innocent and proven guilty in a court of law. And the biggest one of them all is don't try to be Dolly at home. Okay, boom, we got through it. I got it where I could say that shit quick. I done said it so many times now. Now, I ain't too much worried about lawsuits from Daniel and Malaya and some of these other people that like to drag people into court and do stuff like that. I just, my biggest fight with these people, my biggest complaint would have to be is, you're not looking for your kids, not publicly. Now, I can't say what people are doing privately. I can't say that. But publicly, everybody we're talking about tonight, down to even the young lady mentioned, Melanie Buzzard, Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wales, Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Did we see anybody publicly searching for these children? Now, we know the police are searching for Melanie Buzzard actively right now. FBI, police, blah, blah, blah. And we've seen, I guess, lately that FBI raid a home in the Summer Wells. So they haven't given up on the search. But that's just recent. But before that, did we see any of the families actively searching for their children? We don't. And to me, that's neglect. I mean, you're neglecting a child that's not with you, but it's your obligation as a parent to search for your child. Some people may think it ain't, but it is. Like, Daniel, I was running through the woods. I was out running the helicopters. Like, well, what are you doing now? Online trying to pick up women, trying to replace Malaya. Malaya doing the same thing. But neither one of the parents are out looking for the kids. And RC and P are so incompetent that they can't see these things, that these people are lying and doing nothing. Their interrogation lasts 4 hours. We heard that from Daniel Martell, 4-hour interrogation. What the hell is 4 hours? In America, they'll set you in a room 4 hours before they even come into the room to talk to you. You just be sitting there. Anybody watch interrogations on YouTube? You just see them sitting there like this. They'll have their head down, then they'll be laid across the table. And they just waiting for the police to get there. The interrogation ain't even started. And they just let them sit there and rot for a good half a day before they even come in and say, well, I'm Detective so-and-so from the, what I'm saying? You've been in there 10 hours, right? So to be like, well, yeah, they took me down there. The interview was 4 hours. Like, listen, you need to be in there a lot longer than 4 hours. And I just feel like the RCMP have dropped the ball. And so many Canadians come in here, and I hear good things about Canada. I truly do. I like the Trailer Park Boys. Kids in the Hall. Can't stand Tom Green, though. Can't stand Tom Green. And they say that, that the Mounties always get their man. And not in this case. I believe they have failed these children horribly. And they know, it's just they got no proof to do anything. It's like, did the Mounties once live in Tennessee? That's what I want to know. Because it seems like they have the same police that they have in Tennessee, incompetent ones. Incompetent. And listen, Canada, when I talk bad about the Mounties, I'm not talking bad about Canada. Canada looks like a nice place. I didn't get to visit, but I would love to. I'm talking about the police. I mean, from just what we've seen over the last 7 months. Oh my God. You could have put damn Barney Fife from Andy Griffin and he would have solved it quicker, right? It blows my mind that there's no arrest or nothing in this. Y'all need some Big Brother. Is that what they call it? The Big Brother investigation, where they send somebody in and they act like they're your friend and you confess to it. And then they tell on you and then they arrest you. They need something, right? And now they dropped the ball so bad that you got Daniel Martell out here being arrogant and cocky. Like, oh, I know they ain't going to find nothing. And he's just talking shit these days. Whole mentality has completely changed. Hey, Tom Green is an original jackass, and he is cool as shit. I got to meet him and have a funny story about it, says Metal Mom. I've never found that man funny. Ever. Like, nothing he's ever done. However, one time even almost laughed. Like, not even like a half a cheek. I don't get his humor. It's stupid to me. It's like, this dude is just fucking stupid. There's other Canadians, that I do get their sense of humor. And listen, maybe I didn't watch enough Tom Green, to get it. Because at the first I felt the same way about the Trailer Park Boys. I was like, man, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. And then something hit and was like, wait a minute. You had to like get to know the characters. And then once you did, it became like one of the best shows. I binge watched like, I think 15 seasons, all the movies, everything, Ricky and Julian, all the Bubbles. It took a little bit to understand them, like to see what was funny about them. But then after that, I found it absolutely hilarious. If you ain't never watched the Trailer Park Boys, Oh my God, that shit is so good. That shit is so good. Would have to be my favorite Canadian show ever, right? It's the Trailer Park Boys. I used to watch the Kids in the Hall back in the day. They were all Canadians too. But Tom Green, far Canadian, and the Moose stuff and the Freddy Got Fingers, I just never found that. I just never found it funny. Um, this is the Tom Green show. It's not the Green Tom show. LOL. I think Andy Milonakis. Andy Milonakis is more funny than Tom Green. I don't know. I just didn't get it. Not to offend you, Tom Green loving ass people out there, but I know he's like a Canadian icon. I just never was a big fan. Dolly, they own a pizza shop called Al Capone. Started as YouTube shuts allegedly. The Tom Green show was fun. What about Jack and Lilly? A lot of people believe that Malay and Daniel have something to do with it. And I believe that four wheeler, the brother and the mother, in my personal opinion, I believe they know exactly where Jack and Lily is. And that area is so wooded, so heavily wooded, that there's so many places to hide a body. Now, if we go with Donna Rever Serafina, they're in a pumpkin patch. I'm just saying. With power lines near it, okay? A pumpkin patch with power lines. I have no clue. I have no clue, but I'm pretty confident that one of those four people, if you was to put them four people in a jail cell and be like, the first one that talks is the first one that goes home, we would have answers for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. We truly would. Dolly, I was the one on panel the other night. LOL, sorry, I was nervous. Oh, okay. Well, don't be nervous. I'm the easiest person in the world to talk to. Um, the Turtle Gang, we're all chill. We're all late night people. Nobody is judging you or anything here. We just all here to have a good time and discuss things we're all interested in, right? And I think everybody here is interested in true crime, or you wouldn't be on this channel, right? So you're into these kids, these stories. And so no need to be nervous. And thank you for coming up. More people shouldn't be so scared to come up onto the channel and chop it up. Like when I do the panels, you don't have to show yourself. You have to show me you in the backstage, like just quick, so I know you ain't a troll. Usually, women when they come back there, it's just a quick little shot of who you are. Dudes are the ones I worry about. Dudes are always the ones that do weirdo shit. I don't know what it is. You don't never hardly ever get female trolls where like that'll porn bomb you and stuff like that. You get these weird, creepy dudes in the middle of the night. That's the only thing I sketch out about. That's why I make you show me who you are, is because there's so many weird dudes that want to pull out their wang or show their butt, or they'll try to put it on the porno and get you kicked off YouTube or stuff like that. So it's the people trying to do weirdo stuff it's one of the reasons I don't do as many panels also during the day, because, you got weird kids doing stuff, and then, you let somebody in the panel, and then like there was a dude, he came up, showed his face, and then he instantly tried to pan his camera to like some porn. But listen, I'm not brand new. If I don't know you and you're just coming up for the first time and you're some weird dude, oh, trust me, I got my finger on the button, right? I'm waiting for you to do something stupid. Usually women don't do that. Y'all are respectful. Y'all, you know, um, yes, be glad you are not a woman. LOL. No, 2012 on Dolly Vision. Yeah, we don't want none of that here. We try to keep this, I hope people ain't up with their kids at 4:30 in the morning, but if your kids hear you watching Dolly, I don't want them to hear something so bad that you got to explain it to them. You know what I'm saying? We keep it pretty PG 13 here as much as we can. Now we will go towards rated R a little bit sometimes, but we try to keep it, PG 13. Um, I disagree. Some women will flash for no reason. Not here. I've never had that happen. In the 4 years that I've been here, I've never had a woman try to expose herself on this channel. Men, I have. Women, not once. Okay. I ain't saying it won't happen. I'm sure there's women out there that might do something like that, but I've never had them here on this channel. I guess that type of crazy is not really in the true crime. So are we ever going to get answers for Jack and Lilly Sullivan? That is the question, right? And at the rate that the RCMP is going, I don't think we are. And they had public searches going on for Jack and Lilly, but that this last search they did, where they had volunteers come out and they found some items. They found this like box that had Daniel Martell's name in it, had some other stuff written down in it. But these are one of these like GPS boxes where people hide them and they kind of go out and try to find them, like a game. It's like a game, like an online thing that people do. And they take something out the box and they put something in the box. And apparently somebody wrote Daniel Martell's name inside one of these boxes they found along a creek. Strange. They found clothing, but the clothing they found, nobody believes it belonged to Jack and Lilly. Hope answers. I am in the next Providence over from them. Hey Hutton, good to see you. I pray there's answers too, and I hope it ain't something they overlooked in one of these lakes. Okay, because a lot of lakes around that area too. And we know how easy it can be to overlook somebody, kids in the water. Because remember baby Dane? I think they're prosecuting his father right now for like neglect. But he had fell into the creek next to the house and was trapped under a branch. Search teams went in, searched the area, didn't find him. And then that diver from Mexico, which is a YouTuber, went up there, got in the water. In 30 minutes, he had found that child. Like Callie Rodney, when they found Callie Rodney. Remember AWP found Callie Rodney in like 20 minutes. He found this kid in like 30 minutes that the police had been looking for days and days and searching the waters with multiple divers and didn't find the child. He went out there in 30 minutes and found baby Dane. Maybe they need some better divers. I mean, I hope that ain't the case that these kids are in the lake. But I found it odd that Daniel said, I was running up to here in my neck in the water, but he's completely dry. He don't have any mud on his clothes. Okay. He's perfectly clean. But yet you saying you're running through these lakes and shit. I didn't believe him. I don't believe nothing that guy says. That's just my opinion of him. And something about him rubs me the wrong way. I get like so many like Chris Watts vibes from him. And then of course Malaya, I get Casey Anthony vibes from her. We got 361 likes. That's it. There's 730 of you in the room. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button real quick. Okay? Before I rage quit. He's sketchy, Dolly. I agree, Jim. I completely agree that he's sketchy. Look, once you hit the like button, and I'm talking to all 730 of out here with me late night, hit the like button. Don't cheat. It's right here somewhere. All right? Hit that like button. And then in the chat room, I want you to shout out where you're watching from. His wife was so pretty. That's what it was. Tony Tigers from Kentucky. We got West Virginia with us. Let's see if we can get those likes up to about 700. Boston, Iowa, Missouri, Australia's with us, North Carolina, Michigan, more Sydney. We got a lot of Australia. Hey guys. Hey Dolly, I just bought a box. I get a pass. Okay. West Virginia, Los Angeles, North Carolina, Indiana. So yeah. What should be done? what should be done? Like I said, at this point, like we've had searches and like the public search, they saying now it's getting too cold for them to search too extreme out there. So they're not gonna search again till springtime. So now we go months, right? Probably April. They'll get back out there and start searching again publicly. Ugh. Which is going, time to get back out there to search. We'll be almost at the year mark of Jack and Lilly being gone. There's been no real sightings of them, no credible sightings. There's been people that said they seen Jack and Lilly or, getting a haircut or something like that, but nothing that really is solid. So there's been no solid leads in 7 months. There's very little searching, if any searching, going on right now. You got Malaya not doing nothing to bring any awareness to her child. No mother, and I mean no mother, would act this way whatsoever. And that's the biggest red flag. I think your actions speak louder than words anyway, or your lack of actions. It's almost like she didn't care. And now we hear Daniel say he took care of the kids more than she did. Which one of these two people are responsible? Or is it both of them together? Does one know and the other don't? There's so many questions you could ask in the disappearance of Jack and Lilly that kind of blow my mind. Like usually when people do something this horrible together, they stick together. But these people didn't. Exactly, Dolly. Actions speak louder than words. And we haven't seen the actions. Like, now I know there's, everybody acts different. I get that. And them actions are going to be a little bit different. But this ain't a little bit different. This is extremely different. Okay? If it was a little different, I could be like, okay, let's give them a pass. All right? They lost their kids. But this is extremely different. This is a mother that lost her kids, that hasn't searched, hasn't went on the news, hasn't brought any awareness to this. And maybe that's the reason American news ain't picking it up, because there's nobody talking. American news don't want to hear from her boyfriend, Daniel Martell. They want to hear from the mother pleading for her missing kids. That's what makes headlines. And she's not doing that. Lawyered up, left. If that shit right there ain't a huge, huge red flag. Any way we look at it, if Daniel did something to the kids, he did it with Malaya. And Malaya is their biological mother. To me, it's her fault, whatever's going on right now. Because she's the one that got with that low life. She's the one that, whatever's going on right here, she wanted to be a single woman. Your yawning is disrespectful. Who's yawning? It's 4:30 in the morning. People don't yawn at 4:30 in the morning. Do they need to make honey traps? I don't know what that is. Missouri, I'm telling you, Jimmy, these kids are by the fishing hole. Oh my God, LOL. I don't know. I don't know where these kids are, but I can just tell you who's responsible for it. Baby Meadow's still in foster care. The last I heard, she had lost Meadow, but I'm not confident of that. I can't give you a 100% correct answer. Truly, I don't know. Right there, somebody says you better back off, Dolly. That's right. That's I'm yawning because I'm waking up kind of yawn. I slept till late tonight. So I don't know how saying something to me is disrespectful. Would you come in somebody's house and tell them not to yawn? You just came in my house. This YouTube channel, same as walking in my front door. Dolly, you should get the blade I made for you on Saturday. Thank you, Lisa. PJ was showing that to me. Okay. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it looked cool. And I'll try to find a place to hang it. So I'm going to be redoing some things here in the studio here shortly. So my living room is a little kind of horror movie-ish, like a lot of horror movie collectibles. And I'm going to try to change that I'm going to try to make the living room a little more homely, to where it looks like a normal person's house when you walk in. Right now, it looks like you walked uh, into a haunted house. Like it's scary. There's monsters in the living room. There's a life-size Freddy Krueger. There's Art the Clown. There's, autograph pictures from like all the horror movie people. And I'm going to try to take some of that down and put it in my studio and make the living room a little more friendly, I guess is the word. It still got to have a little bit of a vibe to it, but I think I'm going to do away with the monster vibe in my living room. So like I said, I don't know. I blame, just my opinion is Malaya is responsible for whatever's happening with these kids. And until the RCMP drag her down there and make her talk, I don't think we're going to get answers for Jack and Lilly. And like I said, no mother out here in the world would just not say nothing about your kids missing. Am I like, yes, I have all kinds of horror movie stuff, like the Hellraiser box, the damn Freddy gloves, posters, heads, like life-size statues of Freddy Krueger, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Art the Clown. I have a life-size Gremlin. I have damn Beetlejuice. And these are all life-size. So I took 2 of them and I put them in my storage. I put, what is it? Attack of the Martians? When Mars attacks the alien, I have him in my storage. And right now I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy in my storage, Leatherface, because I used him when I did the horror convention. I took Leatherface with me and had him next to my booth when I was selling tumblers and soaps and stuff like that. So I had the big Leatherface up there. And then I had, of course, like some horror masks on my table. And I sold over 100 tumblers that day, them 2 days, over 100 tumblers. And which was awesome. I needed that. That paid for a lot of stuff at the time. And we're going to do that horror convention this year because now I know that we can make some money, and that helped a lot last year. That extra couple grand, we needed that. It helped on buying supplies and printers and things we needed for the office. So we don't sell that much in 2 days here, but there we sold a shit ton of stuff. So I think that one's coming back up in, this October coming up, which is only 10 months away. But I'm going to have more stuff to sell this year when I go. And I'm going to get a little bit bigger booth. That way I can sell different things. And because we made good money at that horror convention. I would love a Leatherface tumbler. See, there you go. You can get one on the site. We have them on our site for sale. You just go to the tumblers and you can click through them. We got Terrifier, we got Leatherface, we got all the horror movies, Freddy, Chucky, all that. So, but this year we're going to do it even bigger with even more stuff. So, I'm getting a 3D printer for Christmas. So I'll be able to, I'm doing these, I want to do these hand painting things. I've been buying little things of paint. So y'all gonna get some Dolly art. You'll be able to buy it too. It's gonna be horror movie stuff, but me painting it, hand painting characters. Like you may get a hand painted Freddy from me or Jason if you want that type of stuff. You're in the horror movies, but it's gonna be like so I need a hobby, so I'm gonna do some paintings, but not paintings on like what do they call busk, where it's like their head. Like you'll get a hand painted Jason mask or Freddy Krueger, and there'll be a little statue you set on your, a little 3D printed statue. So I'm going to print some of those out and hand paint them. And I've already ordered, like, I already have my plastics, I already have my paints. I'm just waiting on my 3D printer to get here so I can start printing stuff that I can hand paint. So I'll have a bunch of little different things that I create for sale that you guys can buy if you're into horror movie stuff. But I'm just doing horror movie stuff because I enjoy horror movies. So if you're into horror movies like me, I'll have a bunch of little handmade items that I'm going to be selling from all different types of horror movies. And then, of course, as I do them as a hobby, then in October when I go to the Horror Fest, I'm going to sell them at the Horror Fest. So you'll be able to buy like hand painted items, handmade items, basically. Can't wait. And then, some of that I may do live. There may be nights where we come up here and I'm painting like, figures of horror movie figures and things like that. I don't know. I just need something to do with my time that I can sell. Okay. Because, time is money. And and I know, like, I've seen what they sell at these horror conventions and what sells, like stuff I buy. Like, I bought a 3D printed Art the Clown Buddha. It looks like Buddha, but it has Art the Clown's head. So I'm going to be printing stuff like that I know will sell, like Freddy Krueger stuff, Jason Voorhees, Terrifier, Chucky's, little Chucky dolls and shit. I'm going to make a Dollywood for you also. Well, thank you. Those were so fun, by the way. The old Wolfgang Glass sculptures, when painted, some painted Wolfman shirt red, some green. Scream, yeah, you'll have the Scream ghost. And I'm just waiting, like I said, to get my 3D printer, which should be here either today or tomorrow. And then I can start doing little things with my 3D printer. Hope you don't get sued for copyrights. I'm not, because they're all hand painted in a domain. You won't get sued for it. It's art, As I'm printing it, I'm painting it, and it's just like if you painted anything, they're not going to come after you for that. Now, if I was mass producing stuff, yeah, these are just little handmade, hand painted things that I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to get sued for nothing like that, And if that's the case, I'll give them away. They ain't no, you just can't sell stuff. You can give it away. You just can't sell it. If you have any problems. So you remember me saying something about Dollywood? My phone is really bad. I'm not that out of it. Cold fingers as well. LOL. Under the table. There you go, D. What you don't know won't hurt you, right? I don't know. Everybody does it. Like when you go to these horror conventions, everybody's selling shit that ain't licensed. People are creating masks. People are creating different things. Like everybody there is selling something. 3D printed, painted, posters, prints, you name it, cups. Like, has anybody ever been to a horror convention in here? Anybody? Everybody, just press 1 in the chat if you have. and they sell all kinds of stuff. What do you think happened to Melanie Buzzard? Okay. This is okay, Sam. I can talk about it now, Sam. All right. Melanie Buzzard. And I'm going to do a hat for Melanie. Right. That'll be out. I might do it tonight. When I get done here, I print one up. Because right now I got the mother said she met somebody at the zoo, right? And they had hooked up and they were going to hand off Melanie to the people that they met at the zoo because apparently was I muted for everything? Okay, I keep hitting the mute button. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Can I please start over from where? I don't remember where I was at. Oh, the hats. So if you want a hat, all you have to do is write PJ Vision 22 at gmail.com. Tell her what hat you want. Okay. If you want a custom made hat or if you want a awareness hat, it can be your grandma, it could be summer, it could be whatever you want on it. So I'll custom make whatever you want. Okay. Just tell us what you want and I'll make the hat. Like I said, it can be Scooby Doo hat. You can put, we would got away with it if it wasn't for meddling kids. It could be a picture of your grandma that's missing that says justice for grandma. It could be any of these kids out here. It could be anything you want. They're just custom hats made by Dolly. Okay. So, and like I said, what I was saying was this hat, the Sebastian hat, I'm going to send to Katie Proudfoot. I made this for Katie. So I'm going to do a black one like this one with summer on it. And I'm going to do it for Chris. So I'm sending Chris and Katie a hat. Okay. Just to see if they'll wear it. And I would send one to Seth Rogers, but I don't know Seth's address, right? Just a gift for him, Christmas, right? I don't know their address. I'm sure somebody out here knows Seth's address. And like I said, it's never nothing personal against Seth. And I will send him one. Okay. I'm also sending some stuff to Don. I'm going to send 2 Summer Wells hats to Don and Candace. Right. These are Christmas gifts I'm sending to the families. Right. And it just says justice for summer. Of course, I don't know where to send a Jack and Lilly to Malaya Brooks. I'm not sending nothing to Canada. That has to go through customs and stuff like that. But the rest of these hats I'm throwing in the mystery boxes. So if you order a mystery box and there's a certain one you want, just let PJ know when you order it. Put in the order, then send her an email and just be like, well, I want the Jack and Lilly one, or I want a summer one, or whatever you want. If you want fucking Scooby Doo, Kung Fu chopping somebody in the neck, I can do anything, right? I'm skilled like that. Now where was that? I got sidetracked again. Melanie Buzzard. Parents met somebody at the zoo. They exchanged numbers. Apparently this lady has went to meet these people and handed off her kid to some people she barely knows. What's the email? Well, you go to buydollysoap.com. It depends what you're trying to get. And then you order, and then they'll have a note section if you're on a computer that you can fill in what you want. If not, you write PJ and let PJ know after you order. Okay, order first the mystery box, and then write PJ Vision 22 at gmail.com and be like, hey, this is the hat I want. Or if you want something custom, give us what you want. Like if it's an image of somebody, or what do you want on the hat, or anything, any hat you want, I can print out. Okay. Now it's a little bit more. Like we usually sell Dolly Vision hats for $20. Custom hats are $30. So if I make you anything custom, I got to design it, print it, ship it to you. It's $10 more. Same thing with tumblers. Like I just made, was it Nina? I think it was Nina. Her daughter, her son got married, and I made their, and they met a UFC fighter. So they had the pictures with the UFC fighters, and I put those on the tumblers for and shipped those out. We usually charge $10, $15 more for custom things. Like if you want something that, we don't make, if it's not on the merch store and you just like, Dolly, I need a tumbler of damn, all the missing kids and we love you on it. I make anything, whatever you can think of, I can make. Okay. So, but you got to let PJ know, get the custom orders through her, because I don't do the ordering. I just make the shit. There would have been video footage at the zoo if you go by the mom's claims. Well, if the mom don't give the date that she met the people at the zoo, what are you going to go back and watch 365 days of 7 hours, like 24 hours a day of who's at the zoo? So, but that's what the mother claims, according to the guy that took the charges on her, that she met some people at the zoo, that then she went to like Utah to drop her off. They changed the meeting points, and now the people have changed their number, and she don't know how to get a hold of the people that have Melanie Buzzard. Do I believe that? Listen, I thought she hid the child because of the family in the beginning, but I'm leaning more towards, I don't know. This lady seems a little nutty. How about how she was smarter than the paralegal? Sam, you're right. She was prepared for that. She knew it was coming. She knew she couldn't trust that guy. I mean, she was telling him, I don't trust you. I think you're working with the police. And he was. I knew it was a lie. I mean, I knew what he was saying was BS. And he was sitting there by the family that wants that kid. And she's done lost one kid. I think she's scared of losing the second one. So that's the reason I think she hit her. Now, I pray to God it ain't like she said. She just hit her with some strangers. I think that part might be a lie, right? And if she did, that is scary, because how do we know she didn't hand this child over to monsters? But she said that this couple had kids, and she liked the kids, kind of allegedly, or something like that. And so maybe they won't hurt Melanie. Dolly, can I buy a signed hat or shirt? Yes. If you want something signed, you just got to let us know. You order it, and then you can send PJ a message, or you can leave a message right there on the site. There's a part when you go onto our store, Buy Dolly Soap, there's a comment box. If you're on a computer, sometimes if you're on your cell phone, it's not there. But if you're on a computer, you can fill in what you want right? Or note, leave us a note with it. If not, you have to email PJ after you order and say, PJ, I want Dolly to sign the hat. You never notice she'll walk in sometimes and she'll have hats and I'll sign them and give them back to her. That's because somebody wrote her and said, hey, I want Dolly to sign it, or I want both of you to sign it, or whatever it may be. We just do what you guys asked, right? And now I'll do custom hats for people, you know. So if you want a custom hat or any of my, awareness hats or any of that stuff, you just have to let us know and let us know what you want, and I'll make it and send it to you. John Wayne Gacy. What about John Wayne Gacy? Hope it's not Don and Candace, right? You just, it's hard to believe that a woman would go to the park and there you go. Custom orders, email PJ at pjvision22@gmail.com. It's hard to believe that anybody would just give their kid to a stranger, but some people out here are just idiots. You got your stuff today? Love it, Dolly. Oh, well, I went today in the rain and shipped out about 30 packages today. All right. So if you're waiting on some stuff, I sent out about 30 different things today in the rain. And I got to get a better way of doing things. I got to build this box that goes with my mailbox at my house that the post office man can pick it up instead of me having to go to the damn post office every day. I'm getting over it. So we have it to where you can schedule it and they'll pick it up, but I don't have nothing to store it in that won't get wet. So I got to build something and put it next to my mailbox and, put a little flag on it. And so when I can flip it up so the mailman knows when there's stuff in it, and maybe give him a key to it. I don't know. I don't know, but I got to do something. I'm getting over going to the post office, but I went to the post office today and what made me mad is because it's raining so hard and everything was in the trunk of my car. And the vet has a hatchback. And when you open it, it's raining in my car. Right. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to get my car wet because it's a nice ass car. So I was grabbing the packages out as fast as I can and then shutting the trunk halfway so it wouldn't rain in my car. And then I'm running them into the post office. And by the time I was done, I was soaking wet. And I was just like, I got to come up with a better system than this. One, I don't want to get wet and I don't want my car getting all wet and messed up. You can leave them on your porch in a tub. That's how I do mine. I have a shipping system. I just put a note on my pickup request. Yes, Alabama Mom. That's what we're going to have to do is have a pickup request and put them in some type of tub or something that won't get wet. And because they don't come to my front door. So I can't put them on my porch. My mailbox is down the street. Okay, you love Virginia? Cool. Hire T-Rev. I ain't going to pick on that guy. It's Christmas time. I hope T-Rev gets clean and finds the rest of his teeth that he's missing. Them shits are gone. I don't know what it is, but on my Facebook feed, right? For some reason, he keeps popping up, like to follow him. And it's always him rapping, like some shitty rap songs. Like, dude, you're like a 40-year-old dude with no teeth trying to be a rapper. I just like, it's like, you gotta like, I like grow up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You used to just put a plastic bin out. Do the extra hype points actually help you? Yes, hype my videos, guys. Definitely, I guess. I don't know. Let's try it. Everybody hype a video. Let me see. Let me pull something up real fast. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go over here. Let me pull this over here. Let me go to YouTube. Let's see if we can hype a video together. All right, let's share the screen. All right, this is Dolly Vision. We're live now with 704 people watching. Boom, there I am. Look at my ugly face. All right. This is my video I put out earlier that has 10K views. All right. That ain't many. You guys have been slacking on me. Let's click on it. All right. Let's go down here. And you see these little 3 dots? How do we hype it? How do you hype it? I think it may have to be 24 hours. All right, let's go back. Let's go down here to let's go to the Summerwell's video. Where's the damn hype button? There's super clip, there's save, there's asked about this video. All right, how do you? Oh, I don't think I can hype because I hype PJ's videos all the time. To hype it usually means to create excitement and draw attention to something. Context of YouTube videos. The video creator Dolly Vision uses several strategies to hype their content. Intriguing titles. Special guests, bring special guests like, okay. Call to actions. Dolly frequently asks viewers to leave your fingerprints. You hype me today. Where's the hype button? Like, I might not see it because I already hyped PJ's video. Comment section. Scroll over. I don't see it. You have to use a cell phone to hype. Yeah, I hyped PJ's video the other day, so I don't know if I can hype. Cell phone, Dolly, not computer. Okay. Yeah, I don't see how you hype it up here. But definitely, guys, y'all need to be hyping my videos. That would help the channel. I just don't know how to do it. Okay. I know how to do it on my phone. Let me look on my phone if I can hype it. I don't think you can hype your own video though. Let me see. I'll click on this video, see if I can hype it.
Stripe and Square, totally skimming 3 to 4%
After this
of every
commercial.
sale you make. It's basically a
How's it going, guys? What's up? How's the fire?
All right. Let's see more. I don't see how you do it. I think I used mine for this week. But if you know how to hype the videos, hype the damn videos. I ain't quite sure how you do it. Hype is only on mobile.
Hey, Bob, you're watching Dolly Vision.
The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Okay, as soon as I come to your video, it pops up to hype. Oh, okay. You can hype on your tablet. Okay, well, make sure y'all be hyping my damn videos, people. You just hyped my Summerwell's video from yesterday. Dolly, the lightniness. Mods got it. Good job. I'm lost. Hyped you today. I've been to the Door laser show. That was scary. The Doors laser show. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So where were we at? We were talking about Melanie. We were talking about Summer. And of course, the Sebastian Rogers case. They have a meeting coming up to celebrate Sebastian's birthday on December 7th. Okay. So if you're in you can only hype 3 videos a week. Yes. You don't have a hype button. Okay. Well, if y'all have the hype button, make sure y'all save them for Dolly. Okay. The greatest true crime YouTuber to ever do it. So, and of course, I need your support to help the channel grow. I'd like to hit, 100,000 this year is my goal. Well, for 2026, we're at 81.1 or 1.2, 81.2. So my goal this year is to hit 100K. So I only need 19,000 people to sub up the channel this year, which ain't like unbelievably. We've been growing about 20,000 subscribers a year anyway. Gray Hughes made the like button cap out with his negative projections. I don't know what the hell that means. I'm that guy, rent free. We'll get there. I hope so. And I'm pretty sure we will this year, especially as we cover some of the bigger stories, as shit starts happening, we'll reach that level. But if you want to discuss any of these cases that I've been talking about tonight with me, I'm going to post a link to come up. All right. Anybody want to come up, chat live on the panel? You have to show yourself in the backstage, but you don't have to show yourself when I bring you up. Okay. Just so I can see. So the only person that'll see that who you are is me. And then, nobody else has to see you. All right. Give out your 10 free subscriptions that are given. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm glad you said something. Hold on. Let me do that. Let me see if I can. How do I do it? Let's see. Membership gifting. Ooh. Boom. There's 5 right there. All right. Let's give 5 more memberships out. Bam. There you go. 10 new members of the channel. Thank you for reminding me that I had those. I forget about those all the time. Now, if you ain't a member out there, a good way to help this channel and Dolly pay his light bill and eat is to become a member. And our memberships are down. So you guys, we're going to be doing a lot more member streams, right? So I can pay my bills. So make sure you join up. It's like, I think it's just $3 a month. It ain't like it's something crazy. Like I'm not asking you for $1 million, but $3 to keep the channel going. Man, that ain't bad, right? This drink costs $3. Thank you. If you got a membership, you're welcome. You're welcome. Just keep it active. It's $3 after this month. Okay. I think it's $2.99. This says, why does T-Rev has a hard on for you? LOL. Why does he? Because he tried to be Dolly at home and it didn't work out. Because he just copied what I did. To, talk true crime and take call-in shows. Listen, I remember T-Rev when he was way back in the day trying to get in with Upchurch, and he was just rapping. All right. And he seen the show and he tried to copy it. He did good at it too. He did. He had 60,000 subscribers copying me. I mean, he basically got up here, talked true crime, act like he cared, and took phone calls. And then people found out he was fake, which I knew, right? Because he just copied me. And when he tanked, he got mad at me. Make that make sense. You copied me. You got your success from me, from wanting to be a Dolly clone. And then when you fell at it because you were a scammer and shit like that, you get mad at me like, I didn't make you a loser. You were a loser way before me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, damn, you mad at the wrong person. You should be, one thing that got me is when he got up here and he said he made $20,000 in a month. Because you remember he would stream for 24 hours at a time. He'd be all drugged out of his mind. His eyes be this big. And he would stream for 24 hours at a time. Live streams be 12 hours. He cut one off and then stream another 12 hours. He said I stole his hashtags. Like, you put hashtag Summer Wells, hashtag Sebastian Rogers, hashtag Idaho 4. He said I stole his hashtags. Like he owned it. And then he got mad. Right? But who cares if he's mad? His channel collapsed. Everybody knew he was fake. And that was it. That was the end of him. Now he's on Facebook rapping. And then, because, here's the thing, is he would always preach and act all good and great. And then once everybody turned on him, he turned right back into who he really was, a piece of shit. F you this, F you that. Wasn't you just praying last week with people? Right now you're telling people to go F themselves and all these things, but you was just praying with us last week. Like, which one is it? Right? But he tried to be Dolly at home, and that's why I give those warnings. You think I say don't be Dolly at home just to say it? No, there's people that try to copy me, and it's dangerous. Don't do it. There's a lot of stress comes with this YouTube shit. Who is Dolly talking about? Some dude that he don't make lives anymore. If he does, he's door dashing and wrecking his cars. He's done went through like 3 or 4 cars. I mean, it's just like he'll get up there and be like, F Dolly this, F Dolly that. If I ever see him, I'm gonna like, dude, I'm an old man. Get out my face. Ain't nobody got time for you. You were like a little Keebler. I'm a small dude. That dude is little to me. Like, dude, you a little fucking tiny ass dude. You better shut your face. Your gun is bigger than you. He runs around, he's all rapping like this, like he got a pistol. I mean, it's almost comical, to me. We're from the same area. He used to live in the what I would consider the ghetto ass part of where I live at. But we're from the same area, and then he moved to Tennessee. Right, he moved to Tennessee, and basically what he did was, this is what got him canceled on YouTube. Remember Maddie Soto? Little Maddie, beautiful little girl, lost her life, 13 years old, Stephen Stearns. He would have people call on his show that were fake, or come up on his show that were fake. You know how I'm about to post a link to get in? He would have people that were fake and act like they knew Stephen Stearns, and they would make up stories for views. So no matter what case it was, somebody from the case always called, right? And he was just, I don't know. And then when the dude confessed, they said, hey, T-Rev was putting me up to this. The calls ain't real. People got mad. And instead of apologizing and owning up that he was lying to people, he doubled down on it and said people were lying on him, that he didn't do that he had no parts of it. So then the guy put out the text messages where he was telling the guy to act like he was Stephen Stearns' friend. He also did it in the Idaho 4 case. He did it in a bunch of it. I think a lot of it was fake. But people found out, and then that was when it started going downhill for him. And, I came on and said, look, man, own up to what you did. Apologize to your viewers. Some people are going to leave, but most people will respect the fact that you manned up, and, people make mistakes. I don't know. From over there, he thought I was talking shit about him, and his channel collapsed. And now, like I said, he's door dashing and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, absolutely not, But I just, the fact that he would be mad at me when you did nothing but copy me and just do it for longer hours at a time. And then lie and act like you got all this information so that you get the views, and it's all a lie, right? So that's why you see my channel still doing fine and his shit is gone. It's pretty much, we're still growing. He's still losing teeth. I don't know. That's so. She's been copied me 6 times. I don't know. That's why I say don't be Dolly at home. It's dangerous, unless you want to be a toothless DoorDash dude with man titties. But nothing personal against the guy. I hope he gets clean and gets off of that stuff. And yeah, I don't wish nothing bad on anybody. Yeah, he got exposed, then thought he could just avoid it and it would pass, but it didn't. And then he gets on here nodding off, capping, and rapping. It'd be something different if he could actually rap. He's like an old man. 50 Cent was 20 years ago. I mean, like, you got to know when to grow up, and stop blaming other people for your downfalls, right? And that's what he does. Part of being an adult is taking responsibility. We all know that. We all make mistakes. Everybody does. But if you're an adult, you take responsibility for your mistakes. You try to fix it and not create the same mistake again. And that young mentality, or that wannabe gangster mentality, is what he got. I think he knows he's a grown man. He's just now having to face reality on his own. And it's just, he thinks he's hood. He thinks that's the way that's going to get him far in life, and it's not. Don't be something you ain't, Like, does he even know who the real T-Rev is? He's played this persona of little gangster guy for so long, but does he even know who he really is? That's the sad part of it. You know what I'm saying? You like a wannabe. Instead, you could just be yourself. And that's one thing, man. I don't have to try to be something I'm not. I'm glad you guys love me for the goofy redneck guy that I am, because that's me. I don't have to act tough. I don't got to do it's just like, I think more people will love you for who genuinely you are than if you set this persona for yourself of, I'm this hardcore rapper, little midget. It's just, I just think it would work better for you, So, but yeah, he's down there in Tennessee near Seth Rogers and Sebastian K. Sidekick. Thank you, Sidekick. But yeah, everything went downhill for that guy. And usually I would feel bad for somebody that, because I, even though you build it off of me, you still build it, and even me, I got my style from somewhere. Well, the call-ins and stuff I did, I got that from Art Bell, right? Anybody that watched Coast to Coast, I don't have any problem telling people that's kind of who I looked up to, was Art Bell. I really like how he would let people talk and tell their story, and and he, even though he never believed it, but he would act like he did. He would let you talk, even if you were like, "Yeah, Bigfoot, I'm having Bigfoot's baby." Art Bell be like, "Is it a boy? Is it a girl? How far along are you?" He would go along with just about anything, right? He would, and he would get the craziest calls, and he would just kind of go along with it. He would never be like, "Oh, you're a fucking nut. I don't want to talk to you. You're crazy." He wouldn't do that. He would always give you the benefit of the doubt and let you talk. And so when I started the YouTube channel, I wanted that radio vibe, like when you listen to a DJ at night, but without the music, because there's copyright strike you for the music. But the whole call-in thing is, you remember like late night radio when you could call in and you could talk like coast to coast? That's what I wanted. But it's not so much the video. If you notice, I don't show a lot of videos. It's more of a conversation thing here. And that's how Coast to Coast was. It was just UFOs and aliens. We don't talk UFOs and aliens. Sometimes we will, but we talk missing kids and, crime, but I do it in that Art Bell kind of format. And that's where I got it from. I took it from a great. He took it from me because, it just is what it is. And he was having success with it because he was doing it so many hours a day that his videos were starting to hit in the algorithm. To where is when I was building my brand way back in the day, I would stream longer. But now I've got it to where I don't have to stream that long for people to watch it. I have a lot more viewers now than I did then. So I don't stream for 12 hours at a time anymore. I stream for 2. Usually these days, 3-hour stream is a pretty long one for me. And we're going on 3 hours tonight. That's a pretty long stream for me here recently. And usually I only stream once, if you're lucky, twice a day. To whereas I used to stream 3-4 times a day. But now I got so much stuff going on. I stream more in the wintertime than I do in the summertime, because in the summertime we're following cases and I'm busier, like just with family and out doing stuff. So in the wintertime, you get a lot more Dolly Vision now, and how he got, here's the thing is, I've always thought nobody can cancel you but yourself. They damn sure canceled him. I don't know how to have people been trying to cancel me for the longest time. They just, for some reason, can't seem to do it. They hit me with everything bad you could say about somebody, and Dolly's still here, still getting it, right? But they were able to pretty much, like, my thing is this is I think I'm going to talk no matter what, because I like to talk, I think his downfall was everybody knew he did this for money, right? Like he just did it for just the money. Like he didn't have the love and the passion for it. And I think you got to have both. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody needs money. I'm not saying, hey, he don't have a light bill to pay. He ain't got to pay his cable bill. He ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Rent and shit like that. Everybody has bills, right? But you also got to have the love and the desire to do what you want to do. Or if not, you come off fake. And that's how Dolly has a crush on Candace. There you go. Yeah, let's put that rumor out there, right? I have a crush on Candace. Hey, that girl, hey, that woman's sexy. Let me tell you. When you get behind her, you see that mullet just flowing in the wind like that. Oh my God, ain't nothing more sexy than that, with her flannel on that ain't been washed in about 3 months. The best. Candace, look, I ain't gonna lie. Candace has a sense of humor. Y'all don't know her. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never really been around. You seen Candace on the internet, but Candace ain't quite what she is on the internet. There's more to Candace Wells. I can tell you now that Candace Wells is not dead inside, like Leilani Simon. Leilani Simon dead inside. There's that bitch is a hollow shell. Candace ain't like that. Two different types of person. Candace is goofy. She has a goofy bone in her. Okay. Candace can be silly and stupid and joke and laugh, to where it's weird, because you see her usually just drunk on the internet. You don't get to sit there and laugh with Candace and joke and play. And I have. So I've been around a lot of people, and that's what I'm saying. Candace ain't dead inside. She has some emotional issues for sure, but she's not like a hollow shell. My time with Candace, I've seen her laugh. I've seen her cry. I've seen her be happy. I've seen her be sad. She's an emotional person, to where usually a lot of these people that do horrible things, they're emotionless. Like, you know, and they couldn't shed a tear to save their life. Candace Wells ain't like that. She's a different, like, she's a different beast, I guess you would have to say. You remember when I did entertainment news? Well, there you go, right? Well, now we're in the true crime era of Dolly. I don't miss entertainment news. I really didn't really enjoy it. I don't know what got me into entertainment news. I guess at that time, I guess I might have enjoyed it a little bit. I was into that, but I didn't think entertainment news did anything good for the world. And then it always had me getting threatened by gang members. Gang members, I was just over that. Like, so many threats. Like when I was doing entertainment news, you would think, hey, who would threaten some guy that does entertainment news? But I got so many death threats in those era of talking about the RICO charges and gang members that were involved in the RICO charges. And you know, it's one thing, but then you got actual gang members hitting you up in your DMs. Like now I got little old ladies that, you know, are into missing kids, which I love, right? Love all you guys. But back then I was having gangbangers that were saying all kinds of weird, crazy shit to me, right? You playing in the wrong backyard, white boy. And like, all I'm doing is reporting the damn news. Like, could you leave the white boy alone? You know what I'm saying? Like, could y'all stop making threats on my life? You know, so yeah, and then it's all gang people because you're talking about rappers that are being charged with, you know, racketeering and murder, and it was still true crime, right? I still did true crime. It was just on celebrities that were gang members. And like my emails, if y'all could just go back and read, one day I'll play some of the missed calls from the number because it saves everything. And you'll hear people like that are high ranking blood members and Crip members and Latin Kings and people that have been to prison for murder, like calling in, like constant. Like I remember Wildcat would come on the show and he done killed multiple people. No remorse. You know what I'm saying? Just like talk about killing people like it was walking to the store, like it was no big deal. Which was wild, right? Because I don't live that life. You know, I ain't no gang. I never been in no gang, you know, but I was talking about criminal court cases, and it was like YMW Melly, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Jim Jones, Cardi B. And you may know some of these people, right? Because they're big in the entertainment world. So it was entertainment, true crime is what it was. Like I would have been all over that David story. You know, the David, the rapper that had his girlfriend in the trunk of the car. In my entertainment news days, that would have been a story that I would have been all over. And so on with, you know, all these people that were involved in these RICO charges, conspiracy to conspire, drug rings, things like this. But as a YouTuber, it was getting kind of dangerous, you know, and somebody, like I tell people, like I was getting lots of views off of that stuff. Like it ain't like my average video in true crime is 10,000, 15,000. A good video here's 25,000 plays. That's a really successful video for me here on this channel, right? I was doing that like it was nothing in entertainment news. So many people know who Cardi B and Tekashi 6ix9ine, and like a lot of people don't know who Summer Wells is, right? The majority of people in the country don't know who Summer Wells is. Only the people that are into true crime. But fucking everybody knows who Cardi B is. Everybody knows who like Nipsey Hussle and Tupac Shakur, and everybody knows who them people are. So it draws way more traffic to your channel. It just don't draw in good people. It draws in a lot of people that are gang related. The hype button is only on phones, I think, PC. Did Don do it though? You have loyal subscribers here. Yeah, we've built something awesome here, right? And I'm so glad, like I said, to be I was ready to go. I still like true crime and court cases and the same type of criminal stuff. It's just would take out some of the bad people, you know, and the death threats that I was getting a lot of. You know what I'm saying? So I yeah. Like it's I could have easily continued to go that route. You know, it was more closer to without the interviews, I would say like I don't know, like I would eventually ended up being sort of like a no jumper kind of. I would eventually move to interviews because I was slowly going that way anyway. So like I don't know, something of that nature was I was formatting going at because I was already starting to interview rappers and stuff like that. So it was going towards that, and I'm just glad it ain't because I just don't even I don't know how I got caught up in all that shit. To be honest, secondhand embarrassment is so real with T Rev. Um, I don't know. Listen, I don't wish any bad on anybody in this world, even T Rev out there. And you guys shouldn't either, because when you wish bad on people, bad things happen to you. And you need good karma in this world. Now, is he a little silly? Yeah, he's a little silly, right? But let's just hope, just like, like Benny Keys. Benny Keys right now got his stuff together. And let's hope T Rev gets his stuff together. He gets clean and he gets some implants in his teeth and some lipo with the man boobs he got. All right. If we can get past that, we good. And he shouldn't listen. There's a lot of area for T Rev on YouTube, right? Like maybe he should go do what I was doing originally. But to try to be Dolly in the true crime era is not what you should do. Maybe you should go be the Dolly that was, covering rappers' court cases and all this wannabe tough shit, right? Because that's what you think you are. So I would suggest go do that. It's bigger anyway. And when you deal with kids and missing kids and hurt people, you got to have a level of like compassion and like really believe what you're saying. Like you just like you don't belong in true crime. That ain't even be being mean. That's me being truthful. Like you just don't belong here, man. There's not room. We need good people in true crime that are fighting for these kids, that are really fighting for these kids. We don't need somebody that's acting like it and showing up on Friday to pick up a paycheck. When he told Seth he made $20,000 off his son, I was like, damn, $20,000. I was even like, damn, in a month. That's what he said he made a month, 20,000. But he would not, he would stream around the clock, like just straight, like 23 hours a day and sleep for like an hour. I don't know what kind of drugs the kid's on, but it must have been some good shit because he didn't sleep. You slept a whole 2 hours. No one will ever trust him again. Well, I mean, how could they not know he wasn't on drugs? Okay. The dude didn't sleep. Like you see me, I just woke up. Like normal people sleep. I got to have me a good 12 hours knockout. You know what I'm saying? To maintain my energy. The math. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that in the beginning that he was I thought he's like, sometimes you get a good story and there's a lot of people and you don't want to leave because you're leaving a room that has 5,000 people in it, right? You're like, okay, well, I'll keep going because there's so many people here interested in it. And it kind of keeps you live. you know, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but when he started going like the other night, Jody Sue Brown did 12-hour stream. I was like, 12 hours? What the hell drugs? Yeah, T-Rev and Trev Lee are two separate people. Yes, absolutely. Don't mix them up. T-Rev is a little Breaking Bad head that's missing his teeth and got man boobs. Trev Lee became like an advocate for missing people. Okay, that's totally different. Trev Lee is legit. Okay, he's a little creepy, a little weird, but he's legit passionate about what he does. He really, you know, he's out there really fighting for these kids. I don't know why I find him so creepy though, but I do. But far as what he does, he's legitimate, and he goes to these caves just like I do. He goes out there, like in Sebastian Rogers. The first three people that were there was JLR, Trev Lee, and me. So Trev Lee's legit. JLR, he don't even go to true crime cases anymore. He's done kind of retired from. He's too big for that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? He don't do it anymore. He don't go to the cases, and he kind of just sits there and like holds his phone like this. Breaking news. Come on in today. And he'll have the thumbnail on his phone, and he'll be like, and he'll just talk about it just like that, holding the phone for like 2 straight hours. And then you just like, but he's been really successful doing that. So more power to the guy. You know what I'm saying? With the duck lips, it's like, you know, I like JLR's true crime stuff. I don't like all that other shit he does. I'll be straight up honest, which I don't really like it. True crime, I like JLR in true crime. I think he does a good job sleuthing, but he's done kind of went away from that. He's more political, and he's more like, I want to break a news story that somebody else has already broke. So, I mean, I don't know. I like true crime JLR. The new version of it is more successful, of course, because, you know, listen, let's be honest. There's only so many people listen to true crime. If you want those big numbers, you got to do other things. You can't just do true crime. You got to kind of do what he do, branch out tornadoes, damn shootings, high, you know, you got Ickmel with the high speed chases, and so you got to do all that shit to get the bigger numbers. I mean, you can do it in true crime, it just takes longer, right? But you know, when I look at my channel, I think most of my channels are true crime viewers. We have 80 true crime. Well, you know, we did do some, you know, protest stuff. So there's some people that are into the protest stuff like that. But the majority of my viewers are true crime people. So that's why we focus so much on true crime, because one, we're a true crime channel. But every now and then, if there's a big story, we will tap into some of those bigger stories. But I would already be at 100,000 right now if I did more of that. I know that. Okay. Like if I added something other than true crime and I started talking about this and that and true crime, you add new viewers. Because like I said, everybody's not into true crime. They may be into how-to videos, right? He has to pick an audit information suspect in 2 seconds. I mean, we all do that. It's the internet. It's all you gotta do is type in their name, it pops up. Dolly, I sent you another case. Okay, Pat. And he just goes on like been verified. Ain't none of these people got like some top secret shit that they do that nobody else can do. It's all been verified. He looks up whoever's connected to who, and then pulls their picture up. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory what he does, his format, you know. Not to knock it, because like I said, he's been really successful in it. It works for him. Now, would that work for me? Oh, hell no. I couldn't do it. I could not sit here and hold my phone like this. It's just weird to me, right? It's just, people are different. People are different. So what works for somebody may not work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you went now and tried to create a channel where you held your phone like this and told the news, would it work for you? It might not. I think he's he has a weird character to him, and I think that's what draws people. Because let's be honest, YouTube is full of people. People are drawn to certain types of characters, right? I think people are drawn to me because I'm goofy, have fun, and joke, and more the lighthearted, silly people sub up here, right? That want that type of entertainment with their news. If you just want some boring ass, and basically JLR is just a clone of agenda free TV, right? Anybody watch agenda free TV? That's how JLR is sitting on that lap. Okay, to me, it's all he's trying to do. He covers every story that agenda free TV covers, and then after agenda free hits it, he'll do it. Okay, because you watch agenda free TV, they'll have 40,000 people watching. And then JLR be doing the same video with like 5,000 people watching. So it's just basically another agenda-free TV. Anybody know about that channel? They cover all that same type of stuff. And there's another one that does it too. I'll try to think of the name of it in a minute. But, and then of course, then you got Ickmail. So it's like the Boss, which is agenda-free TV. And then you got the I want to be agenda-free TV channels that fall underneath that. You never heard of agenda-free TV? Yeah, like it's a dude, he wears a little button-up tie, and he sits up there and he does all the breaking news for like political stuff and storms, and he streams for like 10 hours a time. And then everybody else, as soon as he goes live, you'll see JLR, you'll see Ickmail, they just copy him. Right? Like he's the leader of their cult. You know what I'm saying? It's agenda-free TV. Nope, haven't heard of it. Okay. Yeah, look how many subs they got. Hold on, let me pull it up. All right, here we go. Agenda-free TV. 829,000 subs. All right, and then it's basically whatever's in the news. Like they just basically go off of like Fox News, and whatever breaks on Fox News, they jump up here live as soon as Fox goes live, and then they go over it and they sit there and talk about it, and they pull up like the flight tracking and the pictures of the people, and then they just do it like that. It's an easy format.
Welcome to Agenda Free TV. I'm Steve Lookner. I'm the news anchor and host here at Agenda Free TV.
But he's the pimp daddy one. Like look, his video has that's 7 hours ago, 311,000 views on this video, right? 1 day ago, 105,000. White House press brief conference. He's just talking about it, right? Mass shooting at child's birthday party in Stockton 3 days ago. So really all he does is wait for some news to break. Okay. Like he waits for some news to break and then go live instantly. Like they're sitting at the computer waiting for something to happen. And it's weird to me, but so I understand it, because one of the biggest views I did on a live stream was when, what's that basketball player? Kobe Bryant crashed in a helicopter. I was setting up my stream, right? And I got an alert from TMZ, because TMZ was the first person to report Kobe Bryant had crashed. They had somebody on the scene and they reported it. And I had just added TMZ to my phone, right? So I get the alert that says Kobe Bryant dies in a crash from TMZ. So I knew it was real, right? Because TMZ was reporting it. So I changed my title. Kobe Bryant just died in a plane crash. It went live. There was 30,000 people in the chat room. 30,000. Right? I was looking at the number. They're like, you got to be wrong. You got to be wrong. It's not reported on the news. It hasn't been reported on the news. And I was like, I'm telling you, He was leaving his house. He was flying to a game. The helicopters crashed. He has been reported dead. And about 15 minutes after I went live, it hit every news channel. But I happened to be sitting here, right? And I was like, okay, let me go live. But that's what they do. JLR just sits and waits. Agenda Free TV, they just sit and wait. So as soon as something like Fox News, breaking news, they get up here, breaking news, go live. So they're reporting it at the exact same time as the news channels are. But it's really it's news story chasing. It's like ambulance chasing to me. And then you'll have like Agenda Free TV, you'll have JLR, you'll have ICMAL. There's a few other people that do it too, right? That just every day, that's what they focus on as it happens, like type stories. But it's not nothing like he didn't create that. Okay, Agenda Free TV did. Okay, they're the big ones that were doing it first. And JLR is kind of, like I said, that T-Rev copied me. JLR is copying Agenda Free TV. All right, this channel right here. For y'all guys that have never heard of it. Okay, and you just look at the stories and then you'll go, yeah, you know what, Dolly, you're right. He is copying Agenda Free TV. I know that because I watch Agenda Free TV. So I know what it is. And that's a good way to bring new viewers to your channel. See, breaking news, live coverage, Agenda Free TV. I mean, that's a good way to bring a lot of new people to your channel, depending on what story you're talking about. But if you did that, them people are not into true crime, right? So just say I started doing breaking news and bringing it in. I could do that on another channel and make it successful. I know I could. But to do it on this channel, it wouldn't make sense because then you got all these people here that don't care about Summer Wells. They don't care about Jack and Lilly. They don't even know who they are. So why would they click on the video, right? And then what it does is it makes it look like your viewers don't care about what you're posting because most of your viewers are not watching it. They're only watching breaking news stuff because that's what they're interested in is breaking news. So then when you put some out true crime, it looks like you got 100,000 subscribers, but only 10,000 of them watching it. So you want your numbers to reflect what your viewership is. You don't want your channel all over the board unless you're doing a breaking news channel. But once you get so many subscribers, I guess at that point it don't matter, because you see some of these channels, like when I see a channel that has 400,000 subscribers and they post a video and their videos do 10,000 plays, it shows you that everybody on the channel is not interested in that. They're just interested on the big stories that are happening right then. Because people have such short attention spans, they want information quick, boom, in their face, right, it's happening right now. A lot of people don't care about what happened yesterday. They want what's happening 5 minutes from now. Now, Agenda Free TV owes me some money for plugging his channel. I'll be waiting to check in the mail. Exactly. Your numbers ain't really all people. LOL. Good morning, Dolly. Good morning, guys. Good to see you. It's almost 6 a.m. I've been here with you guys 2.5 hours. We discussed some Summer Wells. We discussed some Jack and Lilly. We discussed a little bit, about Sebastian Rogers. We didn't get too much into Sebastian Rogers. We can go there for a couple minutes, the whole Sebastian Rogers thing. Are we ever going to get answers in that case? I don't think so. I don't think, unless Sebastian's found, I don't think we're going to get answers. And nobody's really looking for Sebastian. Like I said, they have a gathering for his birthday on the 7th. I don't have the flyer for it, but let me see if I can pull it up on Seth Rogers and see if he has it posted. Seth Rogers. Let's go to his post. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us Sunday, December 7th at Clovers in Clarksville for Sebastian's birthday. Thank you to all whom are helping with this spreading awareness, factual information regarding Sebastian. He got some nerve to say that. Factual. You spread so much misinformation in this case with your dog, the bounty hunter, and an intelligent agency that you should be ashamed of yourself. You better hope Jesus don't strike you down with lightning. Factual information regarding Sebastian. Be blessed and stay safe, everyone. I mean, he almost got some nerve posting that. Oh my Lord. Let's see what people commented. We love you, Seth. You're such a good guy. I will take my grandkids to our local here in Southern Indiana and get chocolate malt, extra malt, in honor of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. What is it, like an ice cream shop? Props to Clovers. I wish I was around Tennessee. Wish I lived closer. Thank you so much, Seth. I wish I could attend. People, I wish I could attend. Will you see you there? Such a wonderful thing to spread awareness and celebrate. Why don't you search? Why don't you get off your fat ass and search for your child? This man gonna go eat some damn ice cream. Meet us for ice cream and cake. Now listen, I think it's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to come off as. I just think it'd be better to get out there and search for people. If you're going to gather all these people together to sit there and get fatter when you could be searching for your kid, get off your ass. All right, that's just my opinion, people. Don't strike me down. Don't get mad. It's just how I feel about it. You may feel differently, and that's perfectly fine. But I say get your chubby cheeks ass up, roly-poly ass, and use those 2 legs God gave you. Right? My shoulder hurts. I can't search. Are you walking on your hands? Okay, are you walking on your hands? Does your eyeballs work? Your feet work? Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my God. Oh. Disability. I can't search. Sheila, thank you so much. I'm just saying, let me rub this shoulder while I do my live stream. Oh yeah, I searched 4 times when I told JLR to turn the camera on. You got this, right? I just go search for your child, man. Go search for your child. Seth is just slow. He ain't slow to go look, is what he's slow to do. You are right, Dolly. Enough with Seth. Oh, I can't search. It's my disability. I mean, listen, sometimes the truth is brutal, right? People don't like to hear it. They get mad at you. They're like, man, how can you say this dude's missing a kid? Go look, man. That's all I'm saying. I want the man to look. If he goes looks, I'll go look with him. Okay? He expects people to look for his child when he won't himself. Think about that. Remember John Wells wanted people to hang drywall in his house, and he's a drywall guy? This dude walks around and looks at inmates all day. You can't walk around and look for your kid? Night Watch, he's not going to come back. He had a tragedy. Who was Night Watch? Andrew H. played the slow card out. CW claimed to be slow at the start too. Remember who played with blocks on the floor and a stroke that acted up? I can't stand SR. I'm sorry. I can't with him. LOL. Listen, I ain't got no problem with Seth Rogers. I just want him to look for his kid. I don't got no problem with Chris and Katie. I just want him to look for their kid. I don't have a problem with Don and Candace Wells. I want them to look for their kid. Daniel Martell, Malaya Brooks. I ain't got a problem, personal problem. I don't know these people. Well, I know Don and Candace a little bit, but I don't really know them. I just want them to look for their kids. Is that so terrible? Does that make me a bad person because I want you to look for your missing fucking children? I love to zip up Dolly. Do you? Thank you. I haven't worn this in a long time. I got it at the Jelly Roll concert. We ended up leaving early because it was overpacked, like it was sold out. And there were so many people that the ground was vibrating. And PJ gets anxiety real bad, and she was having really bad anxiety. So I was like, you know what? It's so crowded. Let's leave. And we left. but we stayed for probably a little over half the show. And like what they did was they sold it out, and then they were like, well, we're going to try to fit 1,000 more people in here or 5,000 more people. You couldn't even move. It was so many people. And this is probably, right when Jelly Roll was at his height of everything. I think he's fallen off now. He had a good song and a wow. Okay. A little wow. I think he's kind of already on the, I don't even like skinny Jelly Roll. I don't, I liked him because he was a fat, jolly, good singing ass dude. Now he looks like a bag of fucking bones, and it just don't look right. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, some people, I know it was his health, right? But he didn't naturally lose that much weight. I don't give a damn what you say. That's some lipo. That's some medicines. That's some, you're wrong, Dolly. He is nominated for a Grammy. Yeah, for some old shit. Name something new he got that's good. I like Jelly Roll, but he ain't got nothing good new. I was in the crowd there. Jelly took my little nephew up on stage. He gave him his 5X shirt that night. Okay, that's a lot of X's, right? That's a lot of damn 5X. I mean, he was a big guy, but what are you supposed to be, Skinny Roll now? What are you, Jelly Bean? You damn sure ain't Jelly Roll no more, right? It's like he looks weird. He shaved a beard off. He's lightening the tattoos on his face. You notice that he's removed tattoos from his face? Anybody ever notice that? I was looking at him the other day and I was like, PJ, why is he missing tattoos? And why does his tattoos look so much lighter on his face? Because he's slowly removing them tattoos off his face, which I don't blame him. I would take that shit off my face too. But he just looks weird skinny, right? It almost don't even look like this Skinny Roll, right? Like, I ain't even saying he's skinny. He's just a lot littler, and he just looks like a droopy ass dog. You know what I'm saying? Exit stage left. Like, it's just droopy. It just don't look, I don't know. I'm just so used to seeing him one way. To see him look so different is like, I think everybody loved you because you was the fat Jelly Roll guy. I don't think everybody's going to love you the same as you love him and his wife. Yeah, but she's all right. Bunny's okay. Like, listen, I'm wearing a Jelly Roll hoodie right now. I mean, I'm a Jelly Roll fan. I'm just being honest. I think his height, he has reached his peak. And now he's kind of slowly edging down to not be as popular as he once was. So, and I think that this album right here was his best album. After the Save Me shit, none of it hit at that level. Now he wants to be like Post Malone and shit. I don't know. It's a little, I'm not a biggest fan of Jelly Roll as I was of Jelly Roll, fat Jelly Roll. Okay. He's so down to earth. He seems like a nice guy. I ain't saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying that he just don't look right as a skinny guy. Maybe to him, just to me. This is just my opinion. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like fat Jelly Roll a little bit better than I like the little Jelly Roll. Yeah, he's on a lot of those weight loss medicines and lipo and stuff like that. That's not natural. And they say he lost a lot of his weight because of his health. But you got to remember, when you start taking these medicines, they come with complications. And if you ain't going to do it naturally, you probably shouldn't do it. What's that group that got so famous and then the singer lost all the weight and looked like a different person, and where are they now? Yeah, I think that was some of the appeal to Jelly Roll, is he was a big fat guy. And he has such a good story, and like, people love success stories, but you know what people like even more? downfalls. I don't know what it is. Right? I mean, they do. They love success stories and they love downfalls. And his is a success story. So you got to be happy for Jelly Roll, you know, changing his life, being able to take care of his kids. You know, he's a corporate person. We got to remember, when you sign that record deal, you're bought and sold. Somebody owns your ass, right? That's the bad thing about that, you know. And I don't know. I don't know. I just like, everybody gets that real high level fame, and then it slowly trickles back down. And I think he reached his with this album. I think was the best, and I think that would be the biggest we will see Jelly Roll, like at the height of his popularity, is that. Now everybody knows who he is. It's nowhere really. There's no higher to get than where he's at. So that's why I think more of it is a decline in, you'll see probably record sales and things like that. Everybody don't reach that level of fame, Bubba. You're absolutely right. You damn sure right on that one. That is a high level of famous. Okay. And Save Me did it. I mean, that's a good ass song. I mean, people wasn't ready for that. Like, he surprised a lot of people with that song. He has a couple, this whole album, there's a couple songs on it that are stupid, but for the most part, I would say 80% of this album is really, really good. Like, hits. And then after that, it ain't been that great. That's just my personal opinion. If you ask me what I thought about Jelly Roll, I'd be like, yo, man, he came out banging. I mean, knocking heads. Like, sky's the limit. But I think he's reached his peak. That song saved a lot of people. Yeah, you know, you hear that, and people be like, man, I was going through so much, and your song got me through it. You know, it's a good song, you know. Yeah, I wish I had all that money he has. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had all that money he has. But I probably wouldn't want his problems, you know. You know, with all that money. You gotta remember, Jelly Roll was on tour for 300 days or something like that. So he was gone for like every day. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, being away from your family and being on the road. Upchurch ruined his career with his mouth. Upchurch is doing fine. What are you talking about? Upchurch is like the pioneer of that shit. To me, Upchurch is the Johnny Cash of that country rap music. Like, there's no other. Like, he's like, you gotta he's like the Birdman. You gotta put respect on Upchurch's name. He created the shit. I mean, you may have had a few people before Upchurch, but Upchurch put it on the map. You look at the millions, like the millions and millions of some of the Upchurch songs he got. It's fucking unbelievable. Like, you can't just go, oh, well, he ran his mouth now, I don't like him. But you can't take away what he's done. All them songs he got that were like, I mean, it's in the, like, way up in the millions, like 500 million views and shit like that. That is a level of success that, let me tell you this. I went and seen Upchurch, last year? The place was packed. I mean, it wasn't Jelly Roll packed. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't. But his lines to his merchandise were a hell of a lot longer than Jelly Rolls. I can tell you that. I mean, a hell of a lot longer. I mean, wrapped around the fucking place long. Like, I didn't even know if I was gonna get a shirt. It was so long. Jelly Roll had more people, but his merch lines wasn't that long. I'm sure he sold a lot of merch too. Don't get me wrong. But Upchurch, I can tell you that young man ain't got to worry about nothing ever. I couldn't even imagine having that life. Like they asked him in that thing how many cars he had. He said, somewhere around over 10. How many houses you got? He couldn't even. He had so many houses he can't even fucking remember. I think I got 3, 4. There may be a house, and when you go, you may have a house somewhere else. You got too much damn money. When you got so many houses, you don't even know where you got them at. I ain't got that problem. I can tell you where my house is at. You know what I'm saying? It may be a house in a cardboard box under a bridge somewhere, but yeah, that young man don't have to worry about nothing. He's a pioneer of a whole genre of music. I think you let him say things about Kylie Rodney got you upset, and you just think he's a washed up musician, but he ain't. He ain't. Go to one of his concerts. I went to Nashville 2 days in a row where Elvis played, sold out 2 nights in a row. People far as you could see. Couldn't get no merch there. They sold everything, sold out. Upchurch, here's the thing. When you get to that level, this man can literally play one concert a year and never have to do nothing. All his bills paid, do whatever he wants, flying on private jets. And he gives money away. When's the last time you seen Jelly Roll giving money away? I'm just saying. Him and Jelly Roll are fighting right now, too. I like both of them. I like Upchurch more. If you were like, who you like better, Ryan Upchurch or Jelly Roll, I'd be like, man, fucking Ryan Upchurch. He's like me. He's like a real dude. He ain't a corporate guy. He's a fucking late night YouTube guy. Of course, I'm going to pick the late night YouTube guy. He's probably up YouTubing right now, playing video games or writing a song. He's like me. He has insomnia. You can tell he hardly ever damn sleeps. He's up all night, sleeps all day. I would have to go with, I'm more relatable to Upchurch. He's a redneck. I'm a redneck. I mean, who you going to relate to? You're going to relate to the people that are closest. Upchurch is nice to me. I like nice people. You're going to relate to the people that are closest to you, that have the same morals and values as you do. A real person. Like if I was that rich, would I be as real? I mean, I probably would. But it takes a certain type of person to be a genuine down to earth person that don't look at themselves like they better than you. I mean, he does look at rappers like he's better than, because he knows he created the shit. He knows he started that whole movement. So you got to have that respect for Upchurch to know that you wouldn't have like your Adam Calhouns and all these other people if it wasn't for Upchurch. And I guarantee you this, if you ask Jelly Roll behind the scenes, I know they're fighting right now, what person do you look up to in the country rap industry? The first person he would say is he may give you Struggle Jennings, but he would say Ryan Upchurch. He started it. You know what I'm saying? He opened the door for people like Jelly Roll. Would you even have a Jelly Roll right now if it wasn't for Upchurch? Think about that. You think Jelly Roll is a country person? He's not. That is fake as hell. There ain't nothing country about that guy. Did you ever see Jelly Roll before he did country? When he was a wannabe T-Rev. He thought he was gangster and shit. Don't forget listen, you never forget your roots. Okay. For anybody that's been around watching Jelly Roll, I remember Jelly Roll when he was a rapper. I didn't even know Jelly Roll was country. When he got out of prison, I watched Jelly Roll before he went to prison. I ain't saying he started. I'm saying he's the pioneer of country rap. You had Bubba Sparks and you had other people out there that were doing country rap, but nobody put it on the map like Upchurch did, is what I'm saying. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. He wasn't the first person to do it. He was the first. He's the one that paved the way. Okay, he's the one that paved the way. You can say other people. You could definitely say other people, but far as real country rap, Upchurch, country dude from Tennessee. And you know, you can fake it till you make it, people out here that ain't really country, that portray themselves as country. Jelly Roll. I hate to say it, I'm wearing Jelly Roll's hoodie. That ain't nothing country about that dude. Church, look, here's the thing. Ryan Upchurch said it the other day. He's like, motherfucker, just because you got a cow and some woods around your house, don't make you country. It don't. It really don't. There's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of being a redneck person. It ain't just you redneck. You it's a lifestyle. And for anybody out here that knows that, you know I'm telling the truth. It's like it's something you're born. It ain't something you become. I mean, I guess you could become a redneck, but that's kind of what Jelly Roll did. He became a redneck. Right? He became the country singer. He wasn't always like that. He was a wannabe black guy in the beginning that was rapping. Y'all remember where he's sitting on the front porch rapping and shit? People don't remember that. They just know the country singer Jelly Roll. And it's like Post Malone, right? When I look at Post Malone, he is the weirdest looking dude. Now he wants to be a country singer. Everybody wants to be country, but you ain't country. All right? That ain't Ryan Upchurch talking shit. That's Ryan Upchurch stating facts. Like, I think the same way. Like, bro, you know, this got you jump in a pickup truck. Don't make you a country dude, right? You can put a rebel flag on all the shit you want. It don't make you from the South. Right? It don't. So, my nephew is married to Ken of Jelly Roll. Cool. Listen, I like Jelly Roll. Dolly, your boy Upchurch is also solving the math problem y'all talk about so much. One thing that gets me that Upchurch does, this shit trips me out. It's when he takes words and then he makes words out of the words and then he has a meaning for what these words mean. He loses me every time on that shit. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Trev Jelly. Yeah, that's what Trev Jelly. It's the same thing. It's like becoming. It's like, you ever seen Red Dragon? Anybody ever seen that movie? It's a Hannibal Lecter movie, and he's becoming the dragon. He wasn't the dragon to begin with, but he becomes it's the changing of like moth to butterfly. Same concept. But what I'm saying is that I can't argue something like, you know, like this, I guess. Yes, he was raised around the Tennessee area, but it's a lifestyle, right? He didn't live that lifestyle. He lived a hustling, selling drugs lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? You went from wanting to be a gangster to like, I want to play at a honky tonk bar. It's a big transition. You think Post Malone is a cutie, but the face tattoos ain't for me. Do you think Post Malone is a country singer? Do you see this video where he's in the back of the truck playing a yeehaw? Right? Like, come on, dog. It's just like, damn, come on, let's be real. You went from gang banging to country singing. It's a big stretch. And people forget that. You know, people forget that, hey, this dude used to be a rapper. He used to be a wannabe Bubba Sparks. Not even a Bubba Sparks. Bubba Sparks still had that country vibe to him. Jelly Roll didn't. And then, you know, because I used to listen to Jelly Roll rap. There's a freestyle up on YouTube right now, Jelly Roll rapping. So to see him go from the country, I get it. I mean, I get it. And like I said, I'm a fan of Jelly Roll. I like Jelly Roll when he was a rapper. I like Jelly Roll when he was a country singer. I'm even wearing a Jelly Roll hoodie, right? But what I'm saying is I think he's reached his peak in that. And is he a genuinely like country guy? I think it's he plays the role, right? He plays the role. But I think who he is somewhere a little bit different than what we see on stage as Jelly Roll. But the story is still a great story, and it's inspired a lot of people. And I mean, I understand all that. Good morning. Thank you. Hoodie. It was more money and fame. Ryan's too redneck for that. I mean, yeah, of course. If you go mainstream country, it's the largest selling music there is. Country music is. You would think it'd be rock, and no, it's country. More people listen to fucking country music than anything, which is unbelievable. Not me. I'm more of a rocker, you know. So if you ask me who's your favorite, I'd be like, who would you rather see, Slayer or Jelly Roll? I'd be like, Slayer. They nuts. They ain't even on the same level. Slayer's gods. Okay. Jelly Roll's a dude with face tattoos. Slayer, they're iconic metal gods. Right? If you would said, who would you rather meet, Jelly Roll or James Hetfield of Metallica? I'd be like, all day James Hetfield. I wouldn't even have to think about it. Right? James Hetfield. I'd rather meet Lars. Okay, nobody likes Lars. Nobody. You said who would you rather meet, Lars or Jelly Roll? I'd be like, yo, can I get Lars? You know, and nobody likes that guy. Nobody. Everybody hates Lars. Ever since the day. Remember when he tried to sue Napster, and he did away with the free music? Slayer's old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But these are iconic gods, metal gods. I don't hold Jelly Roll as a god. I like him. I don't like him that much. Now I went to Reba show because my son bought me the tickets. I stayed like 3 or 4 songs. Did not have it in me. I thought you said he tried to sue Napster. No, y'all don't remember Napster? It was like a downloading share site where people would upload the albums. Because you remember bands, they would sell albums for like $20, and you could go on Napster and you could download the album for free. And then Lars from Metallica got all mad, and he ended up suing Napster, and they took Napster down, and everybody was mad at Lars because he did away with the free music. Nobody remembers that in the day. Bass Girl says Jelly Roll and all of them are what we call fluff music. Metallica said no free music. That's right. There you go. Right. It did. Everybody wanted free music. Metallica's the best concert you ever went to. I think the best concert I ever went to was Pink Floyd. Amazing light show. Pink Floyd, crazy. And Kiss. I ain't even a big Kiss fan, but Kiss was probably one of the best concerts I ever went to. And Kiss and Pink Floyd. And Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine was good. Paid $1,000 a ticket. Wow. Good Lord. Reba makes that kind of money? LOL. Yeah, Metallica said no Napster for you. Yeah, and they sued it, and they ended up taking the site down. You've never been to a concert? Yeah, old Kiss was good. Pink Floyd is the best show ever. Seen them both. Napster though, they were Sons versions you can't get today. ZZ Top was my first concert. Kiss was great live. I love Skillet. I love Reba, but no 1K. Yeah, I couldn't pay $1,000 to see anybody. Now my daughter goes to those K-pop shows, and she'll pay $1,000 a ticket all day long for them Korean bands. Like I'm like, I don't even know what they're saying. But Tiff loves that shit, and she'll work for weeks to buy one ticket to one of those concerts. And I'm like, that's just crazy. Talking Heads is one of the bands. Pantera's Cowboys from Hell tour early 90s. Okay, Bass Girl. Remember when they were a hair band? See, a lot of people think Pantera's a metal band, right? But they were a cock rock band. We was talking about this the other day. And most people don't remember that Pantera was a hair band. They had the long hair and they were playing little leads and shit. And they just remember Phil Anselmo with the shaved head. Whoa, respect. They don't remember the like. So Pantera is one of those bands too, like Jelly Roll, that kind of were like, okay, this shit's not working. Let's do something else. And then Pantera blew up because Pantera used to be like Motley Crue. And think about the difference in Pantera now and Motley Crue. But for people that followed Pantera like me since I was a kid, but see, I liked hair metal. I grew up in that era of hair metal with like Motley Crue, Skid Row. Matter of fact, PJ's daughter, Ava, just bought me a Skid Row CD because she knows I like 80s, 90s hair bands. She bought me Slave to the Grind by Skid Row. It's in there sitting on my coffee table right now. So I was always into that. That was one of my favorite type of music. I hated like Nirvana. I never really liked Nirvana, that grunge, because I believe grunge killed hair metal. It was like the next thing that people were into, and I couldn't stand Nirvana. I was like, look at these fucking drug addict. There was no sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It wasn't a party. It wasn't like hair metal was like it was like a lifestyle too of partying, and then you had Nirvana that was like them doom and gloom dope heads. I was like, we went from alcoholic hell raising outlaws, right, with girl hair and girl pants, to crying ass Nirvana and like Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. Can't find the butterman. That shit sucked. Okay, that whole era of music was trash. I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't stand it. You love Nirvana? I couldn't stand that shit. I could not stand it. It was just like, hair bands is Gen X, baby. Right? I couldn't stand it. I could not stand some Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love, that whole era of music, like Temple of the Dog. I was just like, this shit here is trash. I liked Alice in Chains a little bit. I wasn't a huge Alice in Chains fan, but if you said what's the best grunge band, I would say Alice in Chains. The rest of them, eh. Yo, Dolly, Alice in Chains, that guy brought video games, Toys R Us, before he passed away, allegedly. Video games at Toys R Us, 90s. Yeah, the rest of the people I couldn't get down with. Goo Goo Dolls, Stain, all-time favorites. I went and seen Goo Goo Dolls in concert one time. It was a good concert, believe it or not. I ain't a big Goo Goo Dolls fan, but I went with a family member and I had a good time. Goo Goo Dolls wasn't bad. You even like Courtney Love? I've seen Courtney Love a few times in concert. I don't like Courtney Love, but some concerts I'd go to because all my friends were going. So I'd just go. But it ain't because I liked your music. It was because I'm probably going to go and drink some beer, Kill Switch Engage is good. I like Kill Switch. Pearl Jam sucks. Typo Negative. Girls like that. I never liked Typo Negative. Want to be vampires. Wasn't my thing. Grunge killed the hair bands. They did. Okay, I'm subbing purely on your music taste. Well, there you go. Right? There you go. Knew we had something in common, right? Alice is metal, rock and roll, I guess from 90s is grunge. I just didn't like that era of music. I like. I guess 90s also gave us like 2000, I would say like 9 Inch Nails, Ministry, like industrial. I always liked the industrial stuff, like the trippy music. I was a big, huge fan of 9 Inch Nails. I watched matter of fact, I watched Natural Born Killers the other day. They were playing a bunch of 9 Inch Nails in it. So I like the whole 9 Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie era, White Zombie. I thought that was a good era of decent music, you know. Not even Soundgarden, Dolly. Nah, I didn't like Soundgarden. I seen Soundgarden at Lollapalooza. I was there today. Chris Cornell went to jail. I watched him get arrested. Rest in peace to Chris Cornell. He smacked the shit out of this girl right in front of me. Right? I was standing on the side of the stage at Lollapalooza, and he was getting off a stage. And apparently, it was on MTV. Somebody had broken into his house and stole his guitar collection. So as he was leaving, coming off the stage at Lollapalooza, this girl reached over and hugged him. And when she did, he smacked her, like hit her. And they arrested him for it. So he went to jail. I watched him get cuffed up and everything. And he said that the girl groped him, is what he said. But I watched it. She just hugged him. She didn't like, he said she grabbed him inappropriately, right? But he hit this girl for nothing. He was mad. The rumor is he was mad because somebody stole his guitar collection. And they were so emo ass dudes, whiny ass millionaires. Like, dude, like why are you so sad? Like, is life that bad? Is it that damn bad? Right? There's people that would love to have your life. You get all this stuff and you just still a whiny bitch. How I looked at it. You know, like, I like to have a mansion. You know, what do you got to cry about? And these people, you know, I don't know. Depression's real. Listen, you got depression, talk to somebody, you know, especially when you get into like Linkin Park and Soundgarden and stuff like that. Like, if you're depressed, reach out to somebody. There's people out there to listen to you, but I don't look at life like that. I'm glad to be here, to be honest. I'm curious, how much did church donate to your channel? A lot of YouTube still riding for that 5 or 10K 2 years ago. He didn't donate no shit. I wish. Hey, church, you owe me some money, dog. Right? If you gave up 5 or 10K 2 years ago, damn Lord, he gave me like $500. You know what I'm saying? And a ticket to a show. I'm good with that. Seems like a cool dude. But, you know, I don't ride with him because of no money. With $500. This is 2025. What the hell is $500 in 2025? I can buy some Captain Crunch, a thing of milk, and put some gas in my car. That's about it. But all he ever donated here was, and I'm glad he did. I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Up Church. Don't think I'm ungrateful. I don't give a fuck. You give me $1 here. Well, y'all donate $2. Shit, I love you. That man donated $500. That's better than no bucks. That's the way I look at it. Like, if he gave people $5, and I heard he gave some people like, you know, up in the money to review his music and stuff. I mean, it's his money. Do whatever the hell you want to do with your money. But I'm grateful for anybody that ever gave me anything. Right? If you came here and you gave me $1, thank you so much. You ever see me in real life, I'll give you a hug. If you gave me $5, I'll give you 2 hugs. All right. If you become a member, thank you. If you just hear, thank you. Right? Don't be, I know what you're trying to say is I ride for this guy because he gave me some money. No, not at all. Like, there's things I agree with church on, and there's things I don't. Like, I didn't agree that little girl wasn't real. I think she real as shit. Always did. So you can't buy me that easy. I mean, can I be bought? If you got a lot of money, I probably can I be bought for $500? Not a chance in hell. Okay. Not a chance in hell. You're gonna buy me for $500. You're gonna need a little bit more. You're gonna have to put a few more zeros on the back of that to buy my opinion. You're just here. I am older. LOL. I like Zappa. I like Frank Zappa. Okay. I used to work with this old biker dude. He loved Frank Zappa. So I would listen to Frank Zappa, Camper Beethoven, and all kinds of stuff. Cracker. He just was into that type of stuff. And so I kind of like Frank Zappa. It's weird as shit, but I don't have nothing against it. Church is all right. He's just not in the right headspace at the moment, but he will bounce back. I don't know if he's in the wrong headspace, you know? Like, I wouldn't say that. I would say he's into what he's into. It may be different than what you're into. Like some of the stuff I like that he does, and some things like I'm not into. So I just watch the stuff that I'm into. I don't watch the stuff that I'm not into. It don't make any sense, right? Like when he's talking about, you know, you take this letter and you change it over, I click right off that shit. I'm like, okay, that's too confusing. I don't get it. I'm not into conspiracy like that. Right now, some people are. Some people are into that shit. Like some people like tarot cards, and some people like psychics, and some people like the deep dive into weird crazy. I'm not like that. It don't interest me. So when he's joking people and laughing, having a good time, I like that Upchurch. Like when he's trolling, I think Upchurch is one of the best trolls on the internet. I think he's a funny dude. I think he's a witty guy, right? Especially off the top of his head. And I remember the first time I heard Upchurch. I remember the first time, you know. So you know, like I said, there's a lot of people that I like, but I don't agree with everything they do or everything they say. Willie Nelson, I like Willie too. He seems funny. People think happened right away. Upchurch is only legally facing what he said back then. I just watched the Upchurch deposition a few days ago. I watched it. I watched it on 2 times the speed. I thought it was pretty funny. And I hope that they can come to a common ground on that. You know what I'm saying? And work it out where it's not so bad for everybody, and there's some closure. And I don't know. I believe in freedom of speech. I truly do, because I'm a YouTuber. I use my voice, so I have to stand for freedom of speech no matter what. I think you can say things and people not like it. It don't make it right, but you have the right to say whatever the hell you want to say. Especially if it's just your opinion. I mean, you get into these legal situations where you're lying on people and you're lying. I don't know if he knew he was lying. I think Upchurch truly believes some of that stuff, but I don't know. Only he knows that type of stuff. I can't speak for that man. Or Upchurch is going to learn trolling comes with a price. Yeah, well, a lot of stuff in this world comes with a price. Apparently, freedom ain't freedom like we used to have it. It's changing, and you have to accept that in this type of environment. And sometimes it ain't if you win or lose, it's paying the money to defend yourself. It's expensive to defend yourself, even if you're not guilty and you didn't violate the law. Sometimes it's cheaper just to go, okay, here's some money. Let's get this over with, than it is to fight for what's right, your voice, right? And we'll see how that plays out. I'm sure he'll settle out of court. Like, he has money. Let me tell you this. He could pay them people millions of dollars and it not touch his pocket. Right? He has a whole different level of money. Like, that dude's famous. He can make one video and monetize it. And his videos, like, what is that deposition at? 500,000 views? If I was him, I would have monetized that. And just gave them the money. Here you go. Take that. So think about that. I wish I could make that kind of money. Just any of it. Like just a little. I wish I could make a tenth of what that man makes. But I ain't jealous. Like I don't need all that stuff. If I had it, it would be nice. But if I don't ever get like that, it don't matter. I live good. I have a house. I drive a nice car. I got all of you guys. I mean, what level do you need? The more money I got, I would just have a nicer house, a nicer car. It wouldn't be no different. I'd still have a roof over my head. I'd still be, you know what I'm saying? So, is he a rapper? I would say, yeah. Yeah, but most of the songs I like by him ain't the rap songs. I like more of his singing songs, actually. But yeah, he is I don't even know if you really is he a rapper? When I think rapper, I think like, a rapper. I think Eminem and 50 Cent, and he's a country boy that raps. Yeah. But mixes it with a little bit of yeah, he is a rapper, I guess. More money, more problems. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, look at all his friends. This is the problem with church, I would say, is he don't know who's real. He don't trust anybody because everybody like just wants his money. Imagine that though. You live a life, you don't know who your friends are. It's like I know who my friends are. They've been around me. I've been broke my whole damn life. Same people. You know what I'm saying? If I had $1 million, I'd still have the same friends. These are the people that rode with me when I didn't have nothing. So I mean, he got these friends and he don't know if he can trust them or not. And a lot of people have stole money from him, which is bad. It makes you not a trusting person. His mama done took from him, his daddy's done took from him, his B-Rad, his best friends done took from him. So many people have took from the guy, he don't trust anybody. And that's when you go into that more money, more problems thing. Like when you ain't got nothing, nobody can take nothing from you. But when you got a bunch of stuff, everybody expects something from you. Yes, he has a baby girl. Yes, he really has a child. Yes. And trust me, you'll see Up Church in the next few years grow up a lot more than you have him on the internet here. Because he has a kid. It forces you to grow up and be a little bit more different. And hopefully that's the case. I don't wish anybody no bad out here in this world. I wish that man nothing but the best. If I had a dealer mom, I'd be famous too. I don't know what you mean. They wouldn't have took him to court if he didn't have money. Probably not, you know. Like, would Ickmel have sued him if he didn't have money? Good morning, PJ. "2014 Urban Cowboy," Michael Knight was a great country album. Okay. You went to music college, Dolly? Well, congratulations. So did I. It's called I toured the country in a band. While you were studying, I was doing. I've been into music since I was a kid. It took a long time for me to be able to hang it up and go, okay, my better days are past me. You know, I need to find something else. And thank God for YouTube, right? Thank God for YouTube. So I've been on the mic since I was 18 years old, right about 18. I joined my first band. And it was like a rapish, metalish band. It was kind of like Limp Bizkit before Limp Bizkit. we were pretty popular in our high school. You know what I'm saying? As far as the high school kids, we were a pretty popular band, but just never really made it much farther than that. Um, and then of course, you know, I started my own band, and I played in that band for years. Me and Tiffany's mother toured, you know, we would tour the country and play different shitty bars, trying to make it and just chasing the dream and never able to catch it. But I knew when to give up, right? I probably should have gave up. No, I think I gave up at the right time. I think I gave up at the right time. We played a lot of cool shows, um, and with a lot of cool bands. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to experience a lot of things that I'm glad I did. You know, I think my life path, there's a reason for all of it. Them years that uh being on stage made it where I was comfortable to be here with you guys and just, you know, be able to have the camera on me, talk, not be nervous, that, you know, that type of stuff. Because some people, you throw a camera in their face, they're like, okay, I can hear PJ singing in the other room. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. PJ's in there rapping. So look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here for a little bit. But I'm up. So I'm just gonna hang out with PJ till she got to go to work. She leaves in about 30 minutes. And then I'll come back live with you guys. Dolly, you're still a band, or the real you can't do music anytime. Oh, I mean, yeah. If I wanted to play music, yeah, I could call the troops up. Everybody's still local. Drop Dead Dave lives in Virginia Beach. My drummer lives in Portsmouth, which ain't far from me. And Aaron, I think he's on the right there in Maryland on the Eastern Shore. But yeah, one phone call and, you know, one big opportunity, I could have everybody ready to play again. But I don't want to. The thing ain't it. They would play. It's me that's like, "No, I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to go through. You sent me a cash app. Well, thank you, Bubby. I don't want to go through all that. It's just I'm older, and you know the chances of, you know, making it are like, I don't really want to do that. So it's not all of them people have hit me up like, you know, I want to play, I want to play. And I'm like, you know, I wish y'all luck. Go join a band, right? Because I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm on a mic. Listen, right now, there's 810 people in the room. And this is a slow day, right? You know how hard it would be to get 810 people at the club to watch us play? You'd have to jump through 37 hoops of fire. I used to do so much promotion for the band that it would drive me crazy. Handing out CDs, going to skate parks, sitting in front of Hot Topics, handing out CDs, talking to people. It was a lot of work. So these days, I'm like, man, why the hell would I worry about that? Then, you know, you look at some of my videos, there's videos that would do 100,000 plays here. That would sell out a stadium of that many people that watch me. So either way, you can watch me scream or you can watch me talk, but either way, you're watching me. So it's the same thing to me, right? People are buying my merch. When I was in a band, people wouldn't buy my merch. You'd have to they're strangle somebody to get them to buy a t-shirt for $15, right? Now my t-shirts are like 35. I'm doing 1,000 times better. Why would I want to go back? Right? Like, why would I want to go back to that? I'm doing so much better than I was. I sell more merchandise as Dolly right here on YouTube than I did as touring the country with a band. But you never know. You never know. One opportunity came up where there was a really big band that I wanted to play with. I may call the troops in and go, okay, let's do a show and you know, run right back through the songs and maybe throw out something new, you know. I think I'd be better now. I think every time I take a break from music and I come back to music, I'm better at it, you know, of like a better version of myself every time. So make a new tune for fun. I was going to do that. You know what? But I'm into extreme metal. I'm into like hardcore music. I'm not into like easy rock or hard rock. I'm into fucking metal, like extreme metal. That's just what I like. It's my favorite type of music, always been. So that's the type of music I like to perform. So, but you never know. I might make a song one day. And I don't think none of my viewers would like it because, we're a little bit older crowd here. The music that I perform is for younger people. I think enjoy aggressive music like that. Not so much old people. We done got kind of calm down and shit. But could I still bring some bangers to the young kids? Oh, hell yeah. I know what young kids like. You know what I'm saying? So I know I could deliver for those young fans. But do I want to do it? Do I want to make those sacrifices to do it? I don't know. I don't know. All right, guys. Daddy loves you. I'll see y'all soon. As soon as PJ goes to work, I'll come back live. All right. Peace. I ain't never scared.